Well, we're back. I've been here the whole time. I don't know where you guys have been. We are in a new location. I am returned. Your prodigal DM has returned, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
I'm Jeff Cannata. I'm joined by the lovely Heroes of Bingle. Yeah.
Question, can you remember all our names?
Oh.
Look at your shirt, look at your shirt.
Cheesecake. Germany.
It's a little inside joke before the show.
We'll release that for the page.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm delighted. I was graciously invited back by these folks who've been. Well, you guys have been knocking it out of the park. It's been so much fun to watch the show continue and go in new directions and invite new people. And I wanted to meet all those new folks. All I got were these, like the same yahoos. I've been with. No, it has been a wonderful experience returning back to LA here and being invited back to DM. So we got. Some fun for you. We're hoping it's going to be a good time. I'm excited to see what happens. We got a big, awesome new table. We have some friends to thank for that, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is our first shooting in the space with Pixel Circus. Thank you to Sage and Kaylee and the entire team.
Yeah.
We love them. We're going to be doing a lot more with them, but we're so excited to be here.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to be actually around a table with you, Jeff, for the first time. In 3 years, almost to the day.
My goodness.
Yeah. It was,
almost.
This is late March that we're shooting this right now. And so it was like,
right.
it was like March 17th.
It was because it was during basketball season. Right?
Yep.
No, the NBA was canceled on the night of
Yeah.
episode 39. Yeah.
Wow. So we obviously have gamed together since then, but not in the same physical location.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful to be sharing molecules with you guys. Thank you.
Say like that.
Creating the magic circle.
You guys, the NBA just canceled the game.
No! Tom Hanks is not doing well.
We really need to stop doing this.
Yeah, clearly.
Are we the problem?
It's on us.
Wait a minute, we're China. That's not right.
No.
Oh man.
It's a good thing we can edit that.
That stays in. That line stays in.
What was said?
And thank you, by the way, again to Sean, who you all don't see right now, who's off camera with us, and to all of our tech people. And thank you to, I just want to say, thanks to Caffeine, thanks to Alex Albrecht, thanks to Heather and Leah, thanks to Vinny and Bernardo and Amanda and all of you lovely people. You're all here with us, even though you're not here with us.
Indeed.
Yes. And thanks to our patrons, obviously.
And thanks to our patrons
We'll
for
get
making
to
this
that.
possible. Yes, indeed. If there's no other business, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm scared.
I was going to say, should we introduce our characters?
Well, okay. I have a little thing, but
do your thing. and
no.
then
If you want to introduce our characters.
Hi, I'm Gary Kjack. I'm going to be playing Civ RedThistle. I'm a Tabaxi rogue, also a fighter.
Oh no, I possibly. Hi.
I don't have anything prepared.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Jess. I'm playing Fahima Tadhg. She's a conjuration wizard, fire genasi. And she has a pet familiar named me. Phoenix. Baby Phoenix.
If you're starting on this episode, you really shouldn't be.
Hey, why not? Jump in anywhere.
No, for sure. And yes, hi, Morgan Peter Brown, folks. I'm playing James Quillis, human warlock.
Hi, I'm Ron Ogden. I'm playing Uggo Ragefist, a former barbarian, now paladin of the Candle Queen.
Juicy. Hi there, I'm Katie Michaels. I play Lily Dumblestuck, beach gnome bard.
Also juicy.
And now it's time to light the torch. It started as a simple dungeon run and ended as something much more. 5 stalwart adventurers came together for common cause and were drawn into something much larger than they could ever have imagined. Along the way, they grew and changed, became more powerful, faced setbacks and obstacles, wrestled with impossible choices, were pushed to the brink of madness, traveled through time, fell in and out of love, gained and lost friends, and ultimately unraveled the mystery at the heart of their world, the secrets that had been kept from them, the history that had been erased. Civ RedThistle, the Tabaxi rogue, came to terms with his troubled past, revealing the life he lived as Civrak of Olsvach, and buried the first woman ever to steal his heart. Lily Dumblestuck, the beach gnome bard, looked death in the eye for the first time, and the second, and the third, and many times after that, and was forced to wrestle with the grim reality of the world. She rose to that challenge and became a hero, leading the effort to save her home island of Bingle from its aquatic oppressors. James Quillis, the human warlock, walked headlong into darkness, confronting the source of his murky powers, slowly transforming into a demon along the way. In admitting the truth of his sins and earning back the respect of his mentor, he also discovered the tragic story of his dark patron. Uggo Ragefist, the orc barbarian and prodigal son of Thorn, returned to his homeland, wresting command from his corrupted brother and freeing his people from the violent influence of an evil Aboleth. In doing so, he gave up his connection to his ancestors and turned to the light, assuming the mantle of Paladin of the Candle Queen. And Fahima Tadhg, the Fire Genasi wizard, the daughter of the Wish. Alongside her friends and her pet phoenix, Meep, she finally found her father, unlocked the secret of her origin that had been kept from her, and was reborn from the ashes of sacrifice with all the memories of her true purpose. But as we reconvene, that part of the tale has not yet come to pass. Indeed, while you, the watchers of the time stream, journeyed with the Heroes of Bingle across Ain, through portals and astride Achirai, there are moments you did not see. Gaps in the story previously unrevealed, roads not taken that could have been. Today, we have a chance to visit one such adventure. You may recall, as the Heroes of Bingle left Fahima's hometown of Axbright, heading north toward the dragonborn lands of Shazengao to seek out the grave of the chrono dragon Nonezaron, they had a chance to stop into the city of Oya Toskind. In the story you saw, they chose not to, passing the city by on their journey. But what if they had? We gather around the table today to see the events that might have taken place on that excursion into the City of Delights. The grand bazaar that is Oya Toskind. So, here we are. The road not taken. When last we were here, you reached a fork in the road. You took the path on the left, winding its way out and around, moving north, but avoiding the city, leading more directly to Zhong. This time, on your rickety wagon and celestial bear, you arrive at that same fork in the road and see the sign pointing in the direction of Oya Toskind. The sign itself is a marvel. It's more billboard or advertisement than simple road sign, painted with glittering colors that shine in the sunlight. It features a large cutout of brightly costumed performers, leaping fearlessly into the air, and the astonished faces of onlookers cheering them on from below. In huge, bubbly letters, it reads, 30 miles to Oya Toskind, home of the Soirée Fantastique. Named Ain's greatest entertainment destination 5 years running.
Okay, well, we'll see about that.
Inlaid underneath seems to be proof of this claim, with a reproduction of quotes and reviews from satisfied attendees.
Oh my God.
Life-changing, unforgettable, so much better than Bingle.
That one feels personal.
It is.
Another board has been nailed to the top of this sign with simple block letters that read, "Now under new management."
What is soiree? What does that word mean?
I believe it means party,
Like an event.
Oh, so
like a
what-
fancy party.
So fantastique, is that fantastic?
Fantastic fancy party.
That's a big sell.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I think it sounds amazing. Even though they do disparage my hometown on the sign.
It's
Yeah.
a shots fired situation, certainly.
Well, I am basically given no choice but to go see.
Well, of course.
If they're saying it's better than Bingle,
I mean, yeah, I struggle to think of, Bingle is in my heart. I mean, certainly, but yeah, it's if they're saying so.
Is this a magic party?
Possibly, I don't really know. I mean, is there anything, if being from Turles, not super far away?
Yeah.
I've never been. But
You've certainly heard the reputation of this place as being, this incredible entertainment. It's basically the Las Vegas of mine, right? So you've definitely heard about the spectacle that is this place.
Would it be fair to say that if Oya Toskind's the Vegas, Bingle is the Disneyland?
Yes, very, very much so.
So Disney, so like Bingle's a little more family oriented, sort of, and Oya Toskind's a bit more for the adults.
I agree, but they put it specifically on the sign, better than Bingle.
True.
So I feel like, again,
Well, if Bingle is family oriented and this place is not, then that sounds very similar to what people would say when you have family and don't. Like when you don't have family, people are like, "Oh, I'm so much better than you because you have kids and I can go do things." And then when you have family, you're like, "Well, I'm better than you because I made people. What you do?"
interesting. Yeah.
Feels very specific.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
Has someone with a child said they're better than you because they've made a person?
yes, I have not made people yet.
Okay, well, they shouldn't say it that way.
I know it's very bad. I hear.
Yeah.
Uggo, that can be arranged.
What, to make people?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We
if I
are
wanna-
going to the perfect place for it.
Oh dear.
Wait, they make people there?
I think accidentally.
Oh,
They say what happens in Oya Toskind stays in Oya Toskind.
Unless it's a child.
okay. So now I gotta go. Now we
God.
gotta go.
Well, Siv, I mean, our cart did explode in flames just the other night, and I mean, I think we could possibly resupply and maybe, fix up the cart a bit as well.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I could use a vacation. I've gone through quite a bit lately.
It has been a lot for you.
Yeah. Well, and for all of us.
Well, Exploit was a bit relaxing, wasn't
It
it?
was, yes. Still, Barbara was a lot.
Barbara was a lot.
And
Yeah.
all the frog things or
Yeah.
the beasts,
What was that guy?
Reed.
Yeah, he was a lot too.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
No, I don't have it prepared. I was gonna try to find him. See if he was nearby. I don't have it prepared today.
Well,
I don't think he's nearby.
I don't want to talk about the demonic elephant in the room, but I am still very
I was-
demon-looking.
I was going to say, actually, I mean, if this place is the Grand Bazaar that it says it is, which is still to be judged, I think actually you might fit right in. A bazaar, it tends to have all types of walks of life, and
Sure.
there's all types of costumes, and maybe we could say you're a circus performer.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some show or something,
I
It's
mean,
like,
it sounds like that's what it is, right? You're bizarre, and that's where we're going.
yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Okay, I mean,
How
yeah.
do you look in a top hat?
I have no idea.
Well, we'll find out.
Okay.
Maybe if we get you like a coat with tails, it will cover the wings.
So a bottom hat.
Well,
Yeah.
and a top hat, and
Right.
like a performer.
Yeah, okay, sure. I mean,
Do you have any talents that we don't know about?
I mean,
Skills?
not that I'm aware of.
Well, you do math very fast.
I do math very fast. I can alphabetize pretty quickly as well.
Okay.
Years of
the
librarian.
amazing librarian.
Yes, yeah, and apparently I can dance better than I knew.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
He dances. He alphabetizes.
Yeah, it's a very specific set of skills.
I have a bear.
Right.
That's it.
The quickly Quillis system.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, we don't need to pitch me as a performer while we're there, but if
think
anyone
we're going
asks,
to.
okay, got it. If we need to make any extra money.
Yeah.
All right, so you decided to head to Oya Toskind, and the
I
ride.
just said no.
We want to do
Won't be the first time I've torn something up on this show.
For old time's sake, let's make Jeff tear it up.
So the ride to Oya Toskind takes you well into the evening. And as you crest the rise that leads down to the city, you can see it laid out in front of you. The view lives up to the advertising. Even from this height, Oya Toskind is a dazzling array of sights and sounds. Every home, hut, or hovel is painted a different color, yellows and reds and purples and greens. Tent poles with ribbons, banners, and flags soar over the streets. Large swaths of fabric connecting structures to one another in blues and pinks and golds. All of it is illuminated brilliantly with torches and braziers, casting dancing shadows across every surface. This might be the most torches you've ever seen in one place, a stunning display of light and color. You hear the cacophony rising out of all of this beauty, a movement and energy. The streets seem alive with activity, music, and laughter, as if a permanent festival has taken up residence here. You're on this rise, looking out over all of that.
Do you suppose all that's real, Fahima, or do you think any of it's like conjuration magic or illusory or anything?
Oh, certainly. I bet a lot of it is.
I mean, yeah, it feels like a fire hazard if all of those are real fires.
We might not be able to trust our senses in here.
Oh.
Thinking. Just keep your wits about you.
Right. I've heard things that like basically they want to make it once you're inside that you can't tell what time of day it is, because they'll stay longer and gamble more.
Yeah, the pumping the smells through the air to keep you awake and gambling
I'll
for
tell you
longer.
one thing, the Candle Queen's here a lot.
Right.
Yeah, she's everywhere.
That really paints her in a new light.
Well,
She's always frequenting Oya Toskind.
I imagine people in Oya Toskind are probably who need her the most.
Yeah.
I get the feeling from just
She does like weddings.
overnight again. Immediately. Actually, that's a good point. I can do that. I could start a business where I get people married.
Oh boy.
The wagon through wedding channel.
It's the Candle Queen and Shothra guy?
Oh.
Have you ever been here?
No. I've heard a lot about it, though.
I imagine there's a lot of thieves here.
Yes.
All right.
I feel like they might be hiding in plain sight here. At least that's what the tales
Those
have
are the
told me.
worst ones.
Yes.
Well, all right. I mean, let's see what there is to see. Maybe we can.
Since my background is the whole city slicker,
Yeah.
when I look at the layout of the town, can I tell the difference between where the rich live, where the poor live, where the shows are at? You know what I mean? Like the empty warehouse area. Like, can I kind of get the lay of the land?
Yeah, to a certain extent. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot more chaotic than a normal town might be. But certainly, you know, with your
Street urchin.
Yeah, you definitely have a sense. It's much more of a jumble than most cities have clear, you know, especially.
Grid.
What's that?
Grid.
Yeah, a clear. Yeah, it's not a grid at all, and it's also they have clear sort of sections, and this just seems like a mass of activity and chaos. And even from this height, you can see movement. It looks like there's a lot of people.
Is there much in the way of like security or like guards or watch?
No, you don't. I mean, certainly not from this distance. You don't see that, and there's not a lot of reputation for that with this place. It is very much. It's not a hotbed of lawlessness per se. It's just a place where the law looks the other way. You know,
It's law-ishness.
yeah, exactly. It's almost anything goes, but there's a positivity. It's not like there's not a darkness to that. There's not a sense of the reputation isn't that it's dangerous there. It's just that if you want to go and have a good time that's on the edge of legality, that's the place you would go.
So it's sort of like Amsterdam in that way.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, can I, when we go down into the town, can I kind of steer us away from the richest part of town, but also away from the slums? Like if there's an area that we could go to, that we could put the cart and the horses that's still going to be safe, and we're not going to get our stuff ripped off.
Yeah. I mean, you can certainly aim in that direction, and as you guys get closer, as you move down that ridge and you head toward the heart of the town, that thrumming sound fills your ears. The aromas of street food and scented oils fill your nostrils. This unbridled reverie, the sense of just. It's like walking into Mardi Gras, you know. It's just a thrum and excitement. And as you cross the threshold of the city, you have to stop in your tracks as an actual parade winds its way in front of you. A throng of wild merrymakers playing horns and drums and lutes and whistles, all wearing strange and outlandish masks. They come carousing by, their jaunty tune echoing down the street behind them.
Wow. Looks like some sort of festival.
I smell meats.
Yeah,
Is that meat?
I,
It smells a bit herbal to me.
oh, you're right. It does smell. It smells like fake meat. Or
No,
like,
there's definitely meat too. I think it might be part of my recent transformations, but I really need some meat.
I think we all
It's
could
upsetting.
use a nice meal. Maybe if we can find a place to put the wagons
Right.
in, and then
Do we
As
want
you're
to pay for
sitting
it?
there,
Yeah.
it's hard to make it out over the din, but you hear a man yell at you, "Hey! You can't drive your cart down here, especially now that the demons are gone. Everything's back to normal. The lots are full. You're gonna have to find street parking."
oh,
what?
Is there
is it metered? Or
Is there a good lot anywhere you could recommend?
By that point, he's gone,
thank
moving on
you.
with the throng. So you can certainly use your street urchin skill to navigate this. But it's
Locate the best parking lots.
you are
Best use of a background ever.
It's the hardest. It's the hardest thing to do with a wagon. You got this cart that you guys are all on, and there's people that you constantly have to. You're slow moving. It's through this mass of people and parades and excitement.
How are
and
they
joy.
reacting to Buddy?
was
Like
my
I'm on the
next
back
question.
of this.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
think there are certainly looks and people like whistling and woo, it is. There's a strange lack of fear about the
Okay,
bear,
great.
but this feels like the kind of place that a bear could walk down the middle of the road and nobody would bat an eye. It's just some wild thing that's happening, But using your street urchin skill, you definitely navigate. You find a place that is, a bit of a ways away. Excuse me, but it is, a place you can feel like you can stash the cart and
Are the horses going to be safe there as well?
I leave Buddy here. Buddy will keep us safe.
Good.
All right, Buddy. I'm counting on you. Okay? I need you to stay here, keep the horses safe. Don't eat anybody unless they try to take things, and then maim them. But don't kill them. Don't kill them. Just make sure they can't take anything, and then let me know through, like you normally do, and I'll come as quickly as I can. Okay?
And as a person walks by and Buddy opens its jaws.
No! I said no eating. No kill, no. Just maim, and then let me know. All right?
Buddy haunches down and stares at the horses in the wagon.
If you do a good job, I'll bring you something nice. Yeah, from them. You smell them, meats. I'll bring you some. Okay, we're good.
All right, so you guys have successfully found a place that you think will be safe for your meager possessions at this point. Your animals and the cart, and you start moving into the heart of this city, and it's just wild. I mean, I imagine all of you as people have been in a situation like this, where it's kind of shoulder to shoulder. There's it's New Orleans at Mardi Gras. It's Times Square at New Year's Eve. It's that kind of feeling with just people and excitement everywhere. And as you know in our story, at this point there had been this demon outbreak across all of Ain, and in large part due to what you guys have done and the arrival of the wardens, that has been largely quelled. So there is this
You're welcome.
even even more intense sort of relief that has brought on this reverie, this party, this joyous atmosphere, this sort of return to what Oya Toskind has traditionally been.
James is super anxious about his demonic appearance at this point. Basically, is anyone clocking him, or is he making people nervous, or is it really just?
I mean, very much like I said, you're seeing people in crazy masks and strange things, but there are a number of people, like the people that get really close to you are noticing that it's not a mask you're wearing, and it's that kind of thing of boo. There's not enough time, there's not enough, there's this energy that's happening, people moving and dancing, there's music and it's loud and it's crazy. And you notice, Uggo, there are places to get food. You can buy a small woodland creature on a stick that seems to have been fried in tallow and dipped in honey.
Wow.
You can also buy mead that is served in obnoxiously long glass champagne flutes with hollow bamboo shoots you can drink them through. So there's a number of different treats and things that you could procure should you want. And there's also buskers and people on the street. There's games of chance that you can take part in should you choose.
Lily, I'm going to put it. This is very crowded, and I'm afraid you're going to get lost in the crowd.
My feet aren't touching the ground.
So I figure I just put you in the backpack if you're.
That sounds great to me. Yes.
And then I'll make sure that.
I can see so much better up here.
Yeah.
James.
Yeah.
Hat.
Oh. Okay.
And then I'll look around too. Is there any of the mask vendor? I'm assuming they're vendors all over the place.
Yes.
I'll. Excuse me. How much for that one?
15 silver.
It's not worth 15 silver. I'll sell you one
10
for
silver! 10 silver!
How much is yours?
Mine, I'm practically giving them away for 5 silver.
3 silver for this one!
While
Okay.
he's looking over there, I'm gonna take one off the wall.
Roll me a sleight of hand, please.
I think we have advantages and
Oh
disadvantages.
yes, indeed. Thank you for reminding me.
We
First
also
roll.
have something to look out for, Kirsten Blessed Dice, where we get an auto crit or auto fail
Oh, gosh.
that some of you amazing people donated to us. Thank you. We'll get to those.
You have advantage on that roll from Cjo 225.
Thank you, Cjo. Ooh, that's a good roll. That would be a 27.
Okay. So how many masks are you plucking off?
Just one.
Okay, so no one notices.
Do I even notice?
Probably not.
No one notices that Civ has just procured an additional
Here,
mask.
Lily, I think that's 3 silver, and
Okay,
it gives you
3
6
silver.
gold. 3 silver.
This isn't 3 silver. Sorry. You have change?
No.
I'll sell you this mask for 1 silver.
I can't go any lower than 3 silver.
I'm gonna go with that one, but here, wait. I'll find a couple. So thank you for your time.
Oh,
Yeah.
gratuities graciously accepted.
Yeah.
All right, so you have this mask. In fact, actually,
What is it?
describe it for me.
Well, I imagine the ones that you were saying have kind of like drooping horns, almost like a jester hat that has been made a mask is what I imagine
cool.
them. So I think it's just the top of your face
Great.
is what I see. So your mouth isn't covered, but
Sure.
it's just I don't know what that's called, the half mask basically.
Yeah.
But then you have almost like jester
And then a top hat.
horns, and then the top hat could go on the back. here.
Amazing.
Yeah. So they're kind of coming up front, and then you got the top
Wow.
hat.
So
on the
you're
back,
literally describing a hat on a hat.
Well, the jester for the front, they're different colors.
Okay. All right. I mean, how's this look?
It's good. If the hat's too much, I guess you could lose it.
No, I mean, I'm fine.
I'm insanely jealous.
You look like a jester who's going to go to a ball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello. I'm a performer.
Sid, where did you get that?
I stole it while he was looking at you.
Civ.
At least I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, that's true. Fair enough.
Baby steps, right?
Well, she did pay him, technically, so.
Well, that's why I figured you didn't actually have that mask. But maybe. I don't know. This whole surprises. Maybe we should find a restaurant. Is that a thing here? Like an inn or a cafe where we get to sit and...
Oh, an inn would be nice.
Uggo, you see a man in his own outlandish mask point at you and go, "You, sir." Care to win something for your lady friend?
Yes.
Step right up, games of chance and skill.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I don't know. She's nice.
You know, I mean, you
Okay.
Win in Oya Toskind?
What you
Only 2 silver to chance.
That's gold.
To
That's
win
gold.
what exactly, there, friend?
Oh, any of these delightful curios, and he's got. You see this big wooden chest. Doors swing open, and he's got like stuffed owl bears over here and porcelain banks, the kind that Mervis Blowhard himself used to collect of various strange creatures.
Is there one that looks like a Hamlet?
A pig?
Yeah, like a
Yes,
pig?
absolutely. There's a pig. There's owl bears and wolves and dogs and pigs. And there's all kinds of stuff.
Okay, what do I have to do to win it?
Oh, it's easy. All you've got to do is throw this ball into one of these 3 barrels. 3 tries, 3 silver.
I believe in you, Uggo, and I'll slap you on the shoulder and cast guide.
Do I see the con, Jeff?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, you would. Actually, we'll see if you do. Roll me a perception check. You have advantage from Angel Devilton.
Cool. Thank you, Angela.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
I probably want to employ a blessed and cursed here.
Oh, sure.
How are we doing that?
So, how are we doing the blessed and cursed dice?
Well, the blessed
I believe
dice,
it's you choose. You
you choose when you want to use the blessed die.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you must use the cursed die next.
Got it.
You cannot use 2 blessed die in a
wow.
row.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So, okay.
and you have
On your
more-
next roll or just next?
You can't. No, not your next roll.
No, we
necessarily.
hadn't to specify the next. The
Just you
following
can choose
roll.
it, but
we
if
can.
if you use a blessed one, you can't use another blessed one until
Right.
the cursed has been chosen.
Right.
But I have more cursed than I do blessed, so I'm gonna have to probably choose a cursed before. So I think I'll do that this year. Where, sure, here you go. Can I have how many silvers and a gold? I will take this gold, and I will take as many silvers as in that gold.
Let me do the conversion, huh? Okay.
10 silvers and a gold.
10? Yeah,
Yeah,
10.
10.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, thank you. Well,
How many balls that give me?
gratuity is graciously appreciated.
Okay, so minus 2 silver from that, and that's yours, and then the rest in balls.
Minus 1 silver.
One silver. It divides. It's fine. Okay, so he hands you
I'm not good with gold.
23.
23. Okay, yes, you definitely scope out the fact that these barrels are slightly smaller than
The size of the ball.
Yeah.
So how many balls do I get?
9, I think we decided.
Oh,
right?
wow. Oh,
No,
I thought there
three-
were 2 silver per ball.
Yeah,
I
excuse
thought-
me. Yeah, so 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 2 extra. So you would have 4
4
balls.
balls. Okay. Oh, okay. So in the barrel.
Yeah. So these are going to be these are going to be dex
Okay.
checks,
Great.
and you're using a cursed one to miss the first.
No, I'm gonna vary them. So the first one I'm just
I
gonna
feel
try.
like I should decide. What
Sure,
the
I
curse
think
is.
you should decide.
I use up all my curse on this.
The way I was gonna try to do it is throw a couple, and then the last one be cursed.
Okay.
That was how. I'll let you decide which
Yeah,
ones are
if you
which.
want to do it, that's
Yeah.
even better.
We were just
didn't
deciding
wanna-
It's more fun.
I love it.
So we're
Yeah.
not just like
Great.
game
Yeah.
system
Great.
here.
Perfect.
Okay.
Agreed.
But we
So
get to choose the blessed die still?
Yes,
Then
you can choose to use the
curse?
blessed dice. I'll
Okay,
choose
okay, I like it. I like it.
Okay.
That makes the curse even more scary.
so I'm gonna try to throw the first one. You said a dex check.
Yes.
Do I have advantage or disadvantage here?
You do indeed. You have advantage, but it was countered. You have advantage from City Racing Girl, but it was countered by Fail Waffle.
Yay! Well, thank you. I'll just roll the 1.
It's just nice to see those names.
It is.
It's
Thank you, City Racing Girl. Thank you, Fail Waffle. Okay, so dex check, just straight up dex.
Straight up dex.
Okay. Well, that'd be a 19.
All right, you sink the first one. It bounces around. Boom, 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 boom.
I did it on the first one. Okay. This is fun. I like this. Okay, here goes. Ha! 5. 7.
That one you just it sails all past the barrel all the way. So,
Second time's
unlucky.
Yeah, that's all right. Okay. Uggo closes his eyes and goes, okay, Condo Queen. This is the one. Nat 20.
What?
No joke. Nat
He goes
20.
first of the day.
I saw it.
Well, boom, and it lands on top of the hole of the barrel, and it doesn't go through.
What?
Oh.
What? Oh.
Hey!
Unlucky. Plex it back. You get to try again.
Insight check.
Sure. You have advantage from Idaho Judd.
All right, thank you, Idaho Judd. 25.
I mean, you clearly know this person is putting you on and attempting, is trying to cover up the fact that this game is rigged.
Hold this, please, Lily. The last ball I have. And Uggo cracks his knuckles and says, "That should have gone in."
I think perhaps it did. We were all just not paying close enough attention.
Intimidation?
Yep.
It feels like they already passed.
Advantage, disadvantage.
Advantage from Braba for Uggo. Advantage from Mr. Whiskers in New Jersey.
Mr. Whiskers in New Jersey.
I like that name.
That's where he's been.
Yeah.
21 on me.
That's the pocket, actually.
Can you guys do me a favor when I read these off? Can you mark them as
Yes,
being done
absolutely.
so I can keep track of where I am?
Yeah, that's a good thought.
15.
21.
Okay. He's definitely worried about the large orc who's cracked his knuckles.
I'm just trying to give him an out.
Yeah. You're right. It did.
Got it.
Jacob, choose a prize from the top row.
Oh, well, I got one more ball. I want this to be fair. Just want it to be fair.
I'll go.
Right.
I don't think they fit.
Oh! And he just sort of tops it in and goes, "I'll take the pick."
So he hands you the pick. Cut to walking along with the
Lily,
stuff.
this is for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the kind of thing that's happening here. All the scams, it's carnies, it's carnival,
Yeah.
it's festival. It is people eating and dancing and laughing and singing and trying to win the games of chance that are on the edge of fair.
I failed my wisdom save, so I'm pickpocketing as we're walking. It's just force of habit.
Okay, all right.
I'm not even conscious of
He's
it.
just taking it out
All
and
right.
throwing it on the
Roll a
ground.
sleight of hand.
Incredible.
City Racing Girl gives you advantage.
Are there fire eaters on the street at all?
Oh yeah. I mean that kind of thing is happening. There's people eating fire. There's jugglers. What is your
25.
25? No problem. You get coins. You get an odd dagger. Here
I won't
and
even
there.
think about it. I'll just turn around and buy mead and a meat stick and just start handing them out.
So it's that that part of the movie where we have the montage and we cut to everybody sipping their mead, eating deliciously and walking through.
Yeah.
Uggo has 4 or 5 stuffed animals now.
These are for Buddy. These are for me.
So you guys
James has more meats than he's comfortable with. He couldn't help himself. There's just the demon side of him. It's like, it smells too good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you guys have definitely seen. You've definitely seen James slurp something with this long forked tongue that was very disturbing.
no.
No one wants to talk about it. No one wants to talk about it.
some meat juice.
Whoa, what are you
rolled down
looking at?
his
Is everything
chin.
all right?
And as you are sort of enjoying yourselves and blowing off some steam in this wild din of activity, this bacchanal of sensory delights, eventually your gaze is caught by something different, something that manages to stand out even in this raucous spectacle. It's a little person dressed as a simple clown, face painted white, a bulbous red nose, absurdly large shoes, colorful suspenders. It giggles and spins, entertaining a small group of younger onlookers. Watch where it's going, here we go. And then you're sort of walking by with your, various treats. He's like, and he catches sight of Lily.
Oh, it's a no.
Is this another ex?
looks-
It's another ex-boyfriend.
So wait, you went through.
I dated a lot when I was
You went through your Reed phase, and then you immediately went to a
This guy
clown.
before or after Reed?
She just went from clown to clown to clown.
Hey.
What does that make me?
I think we know, Jared. I think we know.
Hey man, she has a type. All right, so when it sees you approaching, it stops abruptly and motions for you to get closer. And it reaches down to a child and produces a coin from the kid's ear. And look what you got. All right, that's it for today, everyone. Bobo thanks you for your kindness. And as the sort of little kids start dispersing with a little coin in their hat, he holds his hat open and waits for any of them to put any coins in, and doesn't see any, and nods and puts it back on, and he turns to you and he goes, Lily. Lily Dumblestuck.
Yes?
Yeah. And he grabs his little red nose and pops it off and holds it out here, and he goes, yeah, you don't remember me, do ya? Do ya? Oh, Lily. It's Larry Stumblebunk.
Larry!
Yeah!
Hi! Oh my gosh, I didn't recognize you.
I didn't think you did.
No! Your voice was so good. It was so different.
Well, thank you. You got new friends. The Stumblebunks and the Dumblestucks go back for so long in Bingle. Am I right or am I right or am I right? Or am I right?
One option there, and you're right.
Inside check on Lily.
Oh, it's so good to see you, Lily.
Well, what are you doing here? Just performing and...
Oh, yeah. You probably don't remember, but I ran away to the circus years ago. I've been in Oya Toskind for, a hair past a freckle.
I remember. Everyone in Bingle remembers.
Oh, well, I was so glad to hear about all that unpleasantness, and Bingle has been cleared up. Bingle is safe again, it said in my ears.
That's his voice, yeah.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Oh, you can take the mask off. We're all friends here.
Oh no, it's when in Oya Toskind.
Yeah, it's just so nice to be in a party atmosphere. We've been traveling a lot.
And it takes forever to put this makeup on, so it'd be really hard to take it off. Really.
Well, I understand. Look at this guy.
Fellow performers. Ooh.
Is that magical? Like when you put that on, you just become a different person?
That, my friend, is acting.
Oh. Acting.
I trained quite long for this line of work.
And you do that for a living?
It's a living. It's a living. I just like to perform. I'm a performer.
Well, we were curious about the sign outside of town that advertised that this place is even better than Bingle. I mean, having been so well experienced with both places, what do you think?
Well, it's a taste thing.
Sure.
I prefer it. I ran away and came here to live the dream, and it's been hard. But, things have changed quite dramatically recently. For the longest time, I worked at the Soirée Fantastique, but I was laid off.
Well, I saw it's under new management. Is it because of that?
Yeah. New boss, different than the old boss.
How so?
Well, he decided, I'm told, that my brand of family-friendly entertainment was not risque or dangerous enough for the crowds.
Wow.
Oh.
I mean, that's a...
You were too Bingle?
Well, that's one way to put it, I guess.
You can take
The gnome out of Bingle,
Bingle, but you can't take the Bingle out of the gnome. She's right.
They always say that to me.
Wise
yeah.
words, wise words.
What do I know about Larry from...
I honestly think that your reaction is authentic. Yeah. Really, vaguely remember, the Stumblebunks and the Dumblestucks, you do remember their family, but, he's way exaggerating the level of friendship there was between the two. Yeah. And you're like, oh yeah, you remember that guy that left town and
to go to the circus.
But
it's a small island, so
yes,
you know.
Exactly. You totally remember the notion of that, but him saying that you were the best of friends and your families were the best of friends is...
So he's that actor.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Who's your agent now?
Exactly.
Too close to home.
A draft runs
Okay,
through
okay,
the
okay.
studio.
That's what I figured, but I just want to make sure.
Do you guys have a place to stay?
We actually just arrived.
Yeah, we just.
Oh, you're not going to be able to find an empty room at a tavern or inn anywhere around here. It's Soirée Fantastique. Stay at my place, please. I would be old friends. You could stay. My place, small, modest, but we have bunk beds, or as I like to call them, stumble bunk beds.
Yeah, you.
Because my name is Larry
Yeah,
Stumble.
Yeah.
Even I got that one.
Yeah. How many bunk beds do you have?
15.
Wow.
And you're there alone, or?
Well, funny you should ask.
What an image.
You remember my cousin, Barry Gumbledunk?
Yeah, vaguely.
Yeah. Well, he's staying here with me for a while. He fled Bingle when all that unpleasantness was happening. He fled pretty well. Just a simple fisherman, but he found himself here.
Are we about to get trafficked in Oya Toskind?
What?
Are we about to get trafficked in Oya Toskind?
You been trafficking in Oya
We've
Toskind?
got an uncle now. There's 15 bunk beds. Like, where are we going?
It's a hostel. We're staying in a hostel.
Yikes.
We're about to get trafficked.
This light adventure is going to take a real dark turn. About to take a real dark turn.
You just foreshadowed that.
Just
right?
step into this storage container.
Seems safe.
How did a van get in here?
No, my cousin Barry, he came to Oya, and he's convinced that there's some strangeness with the Soirée Fantastique, but you don't have to worry yourselves about that. You're here for a good time, and I'm here to give you one.
Larry, you don't have to perform for us right now.
It's really.
Oh,
I know you love
later,
it.
you want to do that later?
Yeah.
It is more of an after dinner kind of an event. Although it looks like you've been eating pretty well. Anyway, you want to come back to my place and we'll.
When you say there's weirdness, what does Barry mean, or what is he implying with the soiree?
Well, it's quite a tale. I can tell it to you if you want.
Are you going to monologue, Larry?
Once upon a time,
Can I get some mead? Yeah, I'll take one of those mead ones. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Larry.
as I said, Barry Gumbledunk,
Yep.
he sensed that the abductions and the unpleasantness at Bingle, it wasn't going to stop. So he got out of there real early. I'm sorry for all the other folks around there, but he's got a nose for danger, Barry, and he got out of there real early and got on his fisherman boat and just started sailing west to try to get to shore, and just to get away from all that for a while. And well, tragedy befell him on the high seas. He tells it better than I, but what happened was he fell overboard, and the next thing he knew, he was saved by a strange little creature. I like to build things. Oh, yeah.
Talk funny.
Well, that's what he said, yeah. And he said that he would have drowned that day if it wasn't for that small little friend of his. Well, they became good pals, and he stayed really connected to that little guy after saving his life. Well, Barry says that someone has been rounding up those little guys and taking them here to Oya and forcing them to work at the soiree.
Where is Barry?
He's back at my house.
Let's go right now. You can tell story while we walk. Let's go. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. I just...
No, I don't. Oh,
We also owe our lives to those same small little creatures.
you don't say.
It's another very long story. If I have time after your long story, maybe I'll tell you, but yeah.
And as Uggo says this, he's staring straight at Civ, and he says, "And we owe them one."
That's an understatement.
I have a question about 15 bunk beds. Are you saying there's
Are they gnome size?
15 beds total?
What's
Or
the other
15
option?
sets of bunk beds?
Oh no, 15 beds stacked one on another.
Oh, it's 15 high?
Single row.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't get the top, Uggo. I'm sorry.
No, I know. I
it's
was
like a
trying to figure
tower.
out how there was an odd
Yeah.
number
Okay.
of bunk beds.
Yeah, that's what I
trying
was
to
wondering.
figure
It's an
out.
odd number, so I just was confused by the
Yeah, no. It's a very small apartment. We just had to go up.
Wow.
vertical space. They say it's good to use vertical space. Yeah.
I have a question. Am I going to fit in any of these bunk beds?
You know, I'm not an expert, but we can try it.
Fair
The
enough.
good news is, if you use a little of that tallow they dip the creatures in before they put them in the honey, whoop, right in there.
Oh, right.
I've done it before myself. One night of eating, I feel a little larger, whoop, right in there.
I mean, and how high does this guy come on, like, compared
he's-
to, like, my knees, right?
Yeah,
like, a
he's
little bit.
lily size. Yeah.
I will try to fit in a tight space.
Well, we can just go talk to Barry.
Let's
first
talk to
before
Barry.
we
Yeah,
commit
but
to
please
full
continue your
overnight
story
with
while
Larry.
we make our way to your place to meet this cousin of yours.
All right, so you start walking through the city. It's kind of hard to follow him. He's short, hard to see. There's lots of people still around, but he's kind of weaving deftly in and out of the legs of all these walking revelers. And as he's doing it, he's talking. You get like every third word, you know, in this crazy. But you get the sense that he loves his life. Like he is, but it's a very sad tale, right? He's been laid off from the soiree. He's just out there busking and getting a few coins here and there in the evenings. But he's living. He just wants to perform. He just wants to be out there for the people. And he's telling you about how he developed this thing and how he learned to juggle. And oh my gosh, Lily, this. Do you remember back when bringing up these tales from Bingle that you just have no memory of. Clearly big impact on him.
Yeah.
Your grandma was such a big influence on him, but you don't have any recollection of any of that. And
So the Laudalites that your friend, or the Laudalite that your friend Barry came, was that one taken? He came here to Oya Toskind with it, and then it was kidnapped?
No, it was kidnapped, and he followed it here. He's tracked it, and he believes that it's here somewhere. He can't find it. I'll introduce you to Barry.
Oh my God! Okay.
So you finally arrive at Larry's apartment. He lives in this small apartment in the heart of Oya Toskind. It's brightly painted on the outside, but that gives way to a much more drab interior. He walks in and goes, let me give you the grand tour. This is the combination kitchen and bathroom.
Oh.
Complete with hot plate. And you see there's a plate that's been magically enchanted to constantly be hot. You can see it sort of glowing.
Efficient.
Yeah.
We have our own hot plate. Her name's Fahima.
Oh, she's a dish. And he goes, and this is where you'll be sleeping. And you see literally, it's inches between each. And you think like 3 or 4 up, there's feet sticking out, but you're not sure. And he's like, no, there's some other folks here I haven't really met yet, but it's a shared space. And
It's a hostel.
James whispers, "I've never been happier that I don't have to sleep in my life."
Sitting in the corner of the kitchen bathroom is another gnome. This very much a different look to this gnome. He's got his hair pulled back, gray hair pulled back into a sort of a tight bun in the back, and he has like a corncob pipe in his teeth, and he sits there, very grizzled face, this older gnome, sitting there sort of eating some porridge, out of a bowl, and he goes, Barry, I want to introduce you to my friends. And he turns and he looks at you and he goes, are you going to be staying here?
We haven't committed to that yet.
And we're just passing through.
Yeah.
We're
I
not-
got the bottom bunk, so it's been decided.
Fair. You were here first.
Yeah.
Barry, hi, Lily, Dumblestuck from Bingle.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Dumblestucks.
Yeah.
Sure. What brings you to Oya Toskind?
That's a long story, but many adventures actually. But we wanted to talk to you because we heard that you had a run-in with our friend, the salvage managers.
The Laudalites.
Nobody believes me when I tell them about it.
Oh, we believe you.
We've met them.
You've met them?
Yeah.
The spit sticks to things.
Yes.
Yeah. They also saved our lives one time.
Magical creatures.
They live on floating islands of junk.
Well, we
You've seen where they live?
Tadhg Labik Davis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my. I haven't been able to convince anyone what I'm saying is true.
Well, what if Larry's saying is true? It's very upsetting to us because we owe them our lives as well, and if they're being exploited in any way, we would love to help.
That is exactly what I believe is happening.
They rescued us and Lily's family from the deep reef.
Beautiful, selfless creatures they are. They saved me when my ship toppled. I believe one, if not more. My friend, I named him Bradley Russell.
Okay. This is Morgan laughing. This is not James.
I mean, I think Uggo sort of. I think Uggo actually has the same reaction. He's like,
Bradley Russell. Very specific.
I believe my friend has been subjugated and forced to be a carny here at the circus, at the Soirée Fantastique. You've heard of the soirée. You can't miss it. Giant signs everywhere.
What makes you think that Bradley is here?
I've been tracking his whereabouts. It's been weeks, months of me listening to rumors. His trail. I found his. They wear these strange necklaces made of found garbage. I discovered one. I found it here at the soirée, outside the soirée. It had to be his, or someone else's like it.
Right.
Was it
I
glued
believe they've been-
together? Were the little bits glued together?
Yes.
Do you have it?
No. It was taken from me. But I think if you could go to the soirée and gather clues or talk to the performers, I think we could get more information about where they might be keeping Bradley.
How does Barry seem? I mean, is he crazy? Like, is this?
I mean, there's definitely an
legitimate-
element of that. He's an old fisherman. You don't get the sense that
Right.
he's holding it together really well. He definitely looks like a guy who's lived a life.
Sure.
And you can do an insight check if you like.
I wouldn't mind, and I'll guide myself on it.
Okay. You also have advantage from Seth Leopard.
Thanks, Seth Leopard.
Yeah, is there a bit of conspiratorialness to this? Does it feel that way at all?
What did you roll?
8, dirty 20 actually.
Dirty 20. Okay, I think you definitely think this guy has a screw loose in a certain sense.
Sure.
But what he seems to be saying about the salamanders,
The most lucid he.
there's a sort of a passion and a intensity around that, and especially with your personal experience with them, like everything lines up, and it does feel like, while this guy might not be altogether, you believe what he's saying about this particular.
Yeah, he seemed to draw the connections that you would only know if you had met them. So that sort of gives them a general understanding. But
Right.
that doesn't necessarily mean he was.
Yeah.
Barry, is there anything we need to know about the soiree before we go there?
Well, perhaps Larry could better fill you in. Yes!
Does he have to take his nose off to be able to talk to us?
It's okay.
Oh God! All right, please stop that.
All right.
If you want to know some information, no.
Please don't monologue
Larry, can you
with
do
the
it
nose off.
just like not a performance? Just
Would you pretend to be a real person?
A real person.
It's the greatest acting challenge yet.
Just be you.
Do you want to do a warm up?
Zip.
I'm happy to tell you about
No.
This is really who he is.
This is very serious, Larry. Lives could be at stake.
The problem is, the soiree's sold out. In order to get in, you'll definitely need a ticket. You can try to sneak in, you could try to steal a ticket, or I happen to know that you could gamble your way in. They're certain unsavory fellows that offer very specific rewards if you can beat them in games of chance. Those rewards, tickets to the soiree.
It's a pretty good reward. You think we could get it this late in the game?
That's the only way that I think you could get it without doing something illegal. And you don't want to step on the other side of the law in Oya Toskind. Things are very, very easygoing here, except when it comes to the soiree. The soiree controls this city.
Okay.
So is it like a theater show, this soiree, or is it like a big party? I mean,
It's the most amazing circus carnival festivity. I mean, it's not as amazing as when I was in it because I brought the fun.
obviously.
Anyway,
You're very good at that, I gotta say. Again, every
it's all the
time-
nose. It's
It is the nose.
does all
That's
the
why I
work.
was asking
all
about
the nose.
You're an outside-in actor. I get it.
And then Barry pipes in. He says, "If you can free him and bring him back to me, I can take him back out to sea with me and reunite him with his people. And who knows how many others they've got. It feels like this might not be the beginning and end of it. I mean, if you steal one person from their natural area and force them into indentured servitude, who knows what else you're doing."
Well, that's exactly where I was going to go with my questioning, and I look over at Larry. Who's in charge?
Yeah. Who do you think took them?
That's the thing. I haven't met the new boss. But everyone says he rules with an iron fist. So I can't get within 10 yards of that place now that I've been deemed. You know what they told me? They said we were downsizing. You don't say that to a gnome.
That's true.
That is hurtful.
That's
that makes
insensitive.
sense. Yeah.
Anyway,
Who fired?
my life is still fine. I just love life. Anyway.
Who fired you? Like specific? Like how did they let you know? I mean.
Well, the company came to me and they said that the boss told them that it was time for me to go. So I think what you do is maybe you go and you see the show, and then you'll be able to afterwards. They sometimes sign autographs, talk to the crowd. Maybe you'll be able to ask some questions, find out some information.
Do you have any friends that still work there?
Everybody in my tenure has been moved out. It's a whole new raft of performers. Dangerous, mean, frankly.
Sounds fun. Is there like a performer's entrance?
A stage door.
I believe all that's been changed. I think you'll notice that there's been a lot of structural changes to the place. Yes, I think that might have something to do with what Bradley Russell has been up to.
Okay.
And maybe others.
And maybe others.
Okay.
And it starts tonight.
There is a show tonight. Yes, there is a performance tonight. Again, sold out. But you could get in tonight, or you could stay here and we could enjoy ourselves. Feel no obligation.
Time is really
Don't.
of the essence. If there is someone, if there's someone at
We
risk,
must
I
go.
think time,
Yeah.
we probably shouldn't spend the night. Just business speaking wise.
Just perhaps
I'd be
we
so-
should
I'd be
convene
so-
outside and come up with a plan.
I'd be so grateful for any of your help. It's been a difficult time without Bradley Russell by my side.
A bit, Barry, one last question. Do you have any idea what they're using Bradley for, or any inkling of that?
I suspect they're making use of his unique talents. As you said,
Unlimited glue.
you've watched how he is able to create things out of seemingly useless garbage.
Yeah.
And you can stick it together better than any nail or glue that I've ever experienced. I have a question. You were mentioning these unsavory types that we could gamble with. Where are they?
Good question.
Oh, I'll take you. It's a it's a pretty intense game of chance, but I'm happy to show you around.
Seems like it's our only option.
I think Fahima has a very good point in that maybe we should convene outside for a moment.
Yeah, let us talk for a bit and figure something out, and we'll let you know, Larry, and maybe you can take us right to the.
Sure. Let me just tell you though, the walls are thin.
Got it.
The less you know, the safer you are.
Yeah.
Is kind of where I'm coming from.
Well, I'm good at playing dumb.
That is, put that on your resume.
I 100% believe it.
All right, you guys all
And we're known for our plans, after all.
outside.
Professional planners.
We'll definitely come up with a foolproof plan.
Well, I think it's good to convene, but it seems like there's really only one option.
Well, he said I think that's probably the best first option, and then, otherwise we have to start getting illegal.
Here's the thing. Depending on what these criminals are like, they might ask us to do something unsavory. So if you're willing to accept that, fine. Otherwise, there's always more than one way to get into a building.
Well, it seems like maybe we see what the game of chance is.
Yeah.
I almost said skin and tabaxi, but that would have been offensive.
Gross.
If we see what the game of chance is, and it's actually just gambling, then we try our luck. If it's something that feels like it's going to be too time-consuming or get us in more trouble, then yes, we do it our own way.
Should we do a little look-see on this Fantastique before we decide, or do we just go the gamble route and then go?
Let's get the tickets first, and then we'll, that'll be more efficient.
Feels
Otherwise,
like
I
we're
have
not
to
going
go,
to be
come
able
back,
to see anything.
Yeah.
Well, it's just more of like, we didn't do a whole lot of looking at the mansion before we tried to go in it, and I'm trying to learn from our mistakes.
Point well made, my friend,
Once we have
and we'll
tickets-
certainly.
I mean, I'm okay with getting tickets first.
Yeah.
I just think an important part of the step here
Yes.
is understanding what the outside looks like before we go inside.
and that we could always tunnel underneath it.
I would like to stay away from tunnels as much as possible. Just personal, but yes, I think you're right. Gambling is probably the first way to go, and I don't want to say that out loud because I know gambling is a problem for some of them. So, but let's
this
go figure out what
situation,
that is. Yes. Well, if we're doing it in the purpose of saving someone and
For a
freeing
good
them,
cause. Yeah.
it's a different thing.
It's for Bradley Russell.
Right. Which is, I'm sorry.
The walls are thin. The walls are thin.
It's an oddly specific.
That is such a funny name for a lot of light. Brad.
I'm trying to imagine a lot of light in this city, and it's very. I'm sure it's
literally a
terrifying.
fish out of water for them.
Yeah.
Provide some sort of water or something, otherwise they would probably dry out.
Fahima, do you have that?
Have
Make
what?
water for them?
Make water?
Yes.
Well, I could conjure it, but it wouldn't last very long. But I am going through. You do see that she's looking through her spell book and trying to figure out what spells would be useful in this. And of course, I do have Arcane Gate once we get inside, so we could funnel everybody out as fast as
escape route,
possible.
yeah.
Invisibility, I could cast on most of us. We've got lots of things that could help us out.
Okay.
Great.
To the unsavory folks.
Larry.
Hey, everybody, I heard everything you said.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, we figured, yeah.
Could you lead us towards the gambling folks?
Sure,
The games of chance.
He takes you back out, and again, it's this. You're in this like tiny, this tiny little apartment, and you outside the whole time this was happening. You hear like boom, 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 through the walls. This thrum of excitement, these parades going by, these musicians. You walk back out into the sound envelops you again as you walk out. You move through the crowd. He follows again. It's difficult to walk him. Luckily, Civ is able to, with his street urchin skill, is able to, maintain eye contact with Larry. And you finally he brings you to this guy who's got this table set up, this very nondescript table, and he's like, "Hey, you want to win some tickets?" So you get up there, and he's got tickets to the Soirée Fantastique laid out right there. All you have to do is play a dice game with him. So what you will do is you will roll 3 dice, 3 d6s,
Okay.
as many times as you can without rolling a 1. You stop when you've rolled a 1. You add up the values of the 3 dice
Okay.
until you get a 1. And if you can beat his value, you win.
Okay.
Okay.
What is his value?
He rolls it too.
He rolls it too.
It's like blackjack, kind of.
Kind of.
So where's the game? Are his dice
It's just
rigged?
Well, that's what you're gonna.
Can I watch him play?
Absolutely, you can.
Well,
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
What is the entry cost?
It is 2 gold.
Oh,
expensive?
Expensive. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. 2 gold.
So
Yeah.
he places the 2 gold in front of you right there on the table, and he shows his hands like
Can I
this.
see the tickets? You definitely have.
He has
them.
the tickets splayed out. And
Great.
they look authentic. I mean,
Thank
you would
you.
know what they're supposed to look like, but they look, Larry vouches for the fact that they're
Okay.
authentic tickets.
Tickets
Ticket,
have plot
ticket is
armor.
misspelled. Soiree is with a
Crayon
Y.
for something.
It just says party fantastic.
Misspelled
It's
soiree.
got Larry's face drawn on it for some reason.
Why does this say real tickets?
Flip it on the back. It says definitely.
Definitely real
Couldn't
ticket.
fit all that on the front side.
So 3 at a time.
So you roll your 3.
Okay.
If a 1 comes up, then you add those values
Got it.
until a 1 comes up.
There you go.
That's a 10, but there's a 1 in there.
Okay.
That's
So 10. And he's gonna roll his dice. You're gonna roll
Yeah.
perception.
Yeah. Sure.
4, 4, 6.
I already lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like
21.
I don't have to keep going, do I?
Great.
Sorry, 23.
23. That roll looked authentic. He looked like he really rolled those dice.
So are we going one by one as we want to?
Well, you've already
Gamble?
She's like, anybody else want to try?
I would like to go.
Go ahead, Fahima, please.
Yeah.
Does he have backup? Where's his second?
Roll perception. Oh, what did you roll?
23.
23.
23. There's definitely looks like there's people
He's got a
watching.
security or
Yeah, he
something.
definitely looks like there's people watching this game. None of you would have noticed this, but Civ, you're kind of clocking what's happening.
I'm just gonna walk while they're playing. I'm gonna be walking around him to try to figure out who his second is and if he has a third,
Okay.
and what they are capable of.
Okay.
What they look like, what they're carrying, that kind of thing.
Okay. Anybody else want to try?
Go. So she pushes 2 gold, right? That's
Yep.
the entry fee. And then I just roll 3d6s.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Ah, terrible. 7.
7. Okay. You roll.
With the
alright,
the 1
okay.
doesn't count, right?
Actually, the 1 does
So the
count.
1 does count. It
Okay.
adds
So
to
8.
value, but
8.
it's 5, 5, 2.
Ay, ay, ay.
You're making this too easy for me.
Let me try here. And then give him. That's
2 gold,
okay.
yeah.
2 gold there.
I have 2 in my piggy bank from when it's my turn.
Yeah. 10?
With a 1.
Wow.
Ay, ay, ay.
So 3, 2, and then Civ, you see that as it lands on the 1, it kind of rolls over to a 5. 10. You're making this too easy for me.
All right, Lily.
All right, I'll go. Do you ever roll a 1?
Do I ever roll a 1? Mm-hmm. It has happened. It has happened.
What's your name?
My name is Game of Chance.
That's a strange name. Where are you from?
I'm from the east side, Game of Chances.
I see.
Interesting.
That is not descriptive, but I understand.
My name is Lady Luck. Nope, it's poorly named. Got a 1.
All right,
What'd you get
rolls
that?
Total.
7.
6, 4, 4.
Wow.
Jeez.
I think I keep rolling over here. I'm getting a 1 almost every time.
Unlucky. Oh, last competitor. Huh?
Apparently.
Did
You
I
wanna
spot
try?
to see if he had a second?
Yeah, he has a second.
Yeah.
It looks like there's sort of a cart. Again, lots of people around, but there's 2 people sort of with hoods on, and they have masks as well. But you can see that they're oddly still and kind of clocking what's happening at the table.
Civ, let me give you a pep talk. Come over here real fast. And I'm leading you over to the corner. I was like, I'm really just...
It's rigged.
yeah, of course it is, but I'm casting telekinesis while I'm talking to you. Just act like you're talking to me for a moment while I
The
can.
2 gentlemen with hoods and masks are not friendly.
Got it.
So if things go south, that's where you need to focus your energy.
Okay. Using Awakened Mind, Uggo hears in his head, Uggo, keep an eye on those two gentlemen off to the right, please. And I'll cast Telekinesis and just have it ready.
Okay. All right.
I'll without being seen, hopefully. But yes, yeah.
So if I put down 4 gold and I beat you, do I get 2 tickets?
Sure. That sounds fair. Yeah, I like that.
All right. Ones and ones.
Both of his ones, I will flip over.
All right. So what are they?
It's
Become sixes?
to whatever, just so they don't become ones. I don't.
Well, the opposite side of the one would be 6, but if it rolls
just to tip it over slightly, so
yeah,
that
I
it's
just
not
tipped
a
them
one.
over. So 3, 5, and 6. So that's 14.
All right, so you gotta keep rolling.
Okay.
I don't know if I should roll these same dice. Oh, no ones. 15.
So
31.
20. What was that? What was
16 was the first one?
Yes.
No, it wasn't
15.
16.
It was 15.
15, yeah. Yeah, so we're at 30. Just keep going.
And you see him, his eyes start to look back and forth like this isn't how this is supposed to go.
Cats are
And keep
lucky.
going.
It's the backseat.
I got a 1. 2 ones that time.
I'll let that go.
Okay. So what's the
So
total?
37 total.
37, eh? Lucky. And he kind of looks back at toward that cart, and he picks up the dice and he rolls it. 5, 4, and then the 1 kind of hits and then lands over at a 3.
5, 4, 3. Okay, that's 12. All right,
Alright,
I'll let him roll.
Keep rolling.
I'm gonna accidentally bump the table a little bit,
All right.
just to see if that throws off the magic of the dice, or if they continue to move.
Okay, so as you bump the table,
Yeah.
you see. Roll me a perception check.
I'm also keeping an eye on the two
have-
that he told me.
Yes, you notice that they are definitely after the
back.
guy looked back. Yeah, they've definitely kind of taken a couple steps forward and are really looking.
I'll pull Lily out of the pack and put her down, and just sort of stand to the side. And
I was probably
stretch.
already down. 'Cause I
Okay,
rolled
yeah.
my
So
dice.
then I'll just sort of stretch, trying not to be. I'm clearly being deceptive, but trying to just move over to sort of head them off as they sort of get closer.
Okay, you have advantage from Brava.
Oh, sweet. Much better. 21.
Okay, so that perception check, as you bump the table, you notice that the hand that he's been using to
Roll with?
not roll with, the hand on the table, it doesn't move. The table moves and it feels like it's attached to the table.
It's like an AI image.
No, not that.
Yeah.
It's more like it moves unnaturally. It moves. It's like it's stuck.
Like a
to
fake
the
hand?
table.
Yes.
Fascinating.
He has. So he has a fake hand because he's got another hand that's out that's moving the dice.
Probably
underneath the table.
Magnet,
I
yeah.
imagine.
Right. So does bumping the table then cause the dice to adjust?
Well, you see them jiggle slightly, but the more
But if it's magnetized, they wouldn't jiggle at all. They would just stay there.
That's what's happening.
well, that's what the idea being that the table moves, and so the dice, the dice.
It's like they're glued to the table.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I meant by jiggle. They the table moves and they,
Right.
like if he's holding a magnet underneath, it's, you get it.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to bump your table, and I'm going to look underneath.
Well, there's a cloth
A
in
curtain,
front, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
And he's like, I gotta keep a 5, 4, 6, so 15. 15.
Telekinesis, one of the die goes off into the crowd.
You see him like his hand, he's
You rolled a little too hard.
would any of you mind? That's never happened before. Would any of you mind?
I'll get it for you.
Oh, thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you.
I'll scurry there, and then on my way back, I'll drop it. Oh shoot! Sorry, let me get it. It just rolled right underneath you.
No.
Sorry.
And you see
I'm
him-
not looking
you
at
see
you.
he
I hope you're
picks-
wearing pants.
You see, he picks up the table and he turns. I'm gonna roll rolled an 8. he turns and he starts running, and the two guys that you saw clocking like look at him, and they both, and you realize they're very young, and they turn and they all start running, and the tickets land on the ground.
Right, bye, Lily.
Thank you. Nice doing business.
Tickets.
We get 5 tickets.
Yeah, you got 5 tickets. Not the way I thought you'd get them. That's how you got them.
Well, when you roll terribly.
That plan worked out.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
Good eye, Siv.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, tickets? We probably should all have our own individual just in case we get separated for any
Certainly.
reason.
True, that's true.
Sure.
I'm glad we don't have to sneak in because that would be.
Disastrous.
Seems jail is not going to be very pleasant in
It
this town.
seems that every game here is rigged, yes?
Yeah, I think that's probably a safe assumption before we get involved with any further games of chance.
Well, one thing that I think to keep in mind is the fact that there isn't much in the way of law, yet the Soirée Fantastique runs the show. So there will be law per se, but they will be in the pocket of Soirée Fantastique.
yeah.
So we
So
need to
even
watch
scarier.
our backs a little bit more in there.
Right.
So that when I was saying that the candle queen's all over the place here, I was wrong. There's a lot of deception.
Lots of fire, not a lot of candles.
A lot of non-truth going on.
Right.
So Larry says,
Well, that was fortunate. I hope you enjoy the show. I gotta get back. I have not made enough to pay rent this week, so
Do we
it's
have
not-
extra tickets? Are there more than 5?
No.
I was gonna give him the extras.
no, he can't get with anywhere near that place.
Well, I was
He
gonna
had a ticket.
maybe you could sell them.
Well, that's true. He could sell
Larry,
it, yeah.
thank you for the. This is the last of my gold, but thank you for the information.
And I toss him the last 2 gold
He takes off his he has a tiny little cone hat. He takes it off. He puts it inside. He puts it back on his head, and he goes,
Thank you. Now,
back to the show! And he turns walking off.
I think he's scarier than I am.
I'll be honest, I barely remember Larry.
I mean, you'll never forget him now.
That's true. Okay, well, we have tickets. What time is it?
Early evening.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys could have a little time before the show if you wanted to, but you know,
Well,
it
we
does
go
seem
to
like
go and scope out the place.
Yeah, we should
first?
do some
Do
recon.
that, and also, do people like dress up to go to this show? Is it like a fancy event? Is it?
yeah, very much so. It is the event of the city. You know, and dress up is a
We just
relative
can't
term.
go anywhere without costumes.
No.
We really
names.
90% of the plan. Dress up is outlandish. It's not like.
But it's
just
like we
to the
wouldn't
nines.
just walk in and like our normal wear, probably.
You could, but it would be gauche. No, but yeah, there definitely people are. You know, they're wearing masks. They're. You know, it's a big deal.
Well, I feel like if we are trying to fit in, we should fit in. So on the way to scoping out the place, maybe buy a few more masks and
Sure.
I don't know, a few jackets or.
Is the
Yeah,
plan
they don't fit
that
in.
we're going to go into the show and then stay until afterwards and then try to get something signed or whatever, meet the entertainers after the show, and then sneak into behind the scenes so that we can try and find.
I think let's get the lay of the land, and then we'll
lowlights?
sort of. I mean, if there's an opportunity to see more of the backstage while we're there, we should jump at it.
Yeah, I think. Been thinking a lot about plans since the last time we didn't have many. Well,
You're just gonna keep bringing this up.
well, you know, it's like it's been on my mind, James. I can't just make it go away. I think this is a good idea. We scope the place out. We watch the show like we're just normal people watching a show. Then we get the thing signed, and then I can make a distraction.
All right.
Or one of us can make a distraction.
Sure.
And when that distraction is happening, then we have the opportunity to look around.
I'm also interested in finding out who is running the show now, since this new management seems to be an enigma.
Well, I think once we're in there, we can be watching the show, but also find information about who people, make friendly conversation with staff, if you will.
Right.
And, I'm a performer, the great, amazing librarian.
That's me.
Maybe we're interested in performing, and maybe we can ask around.
Who's your casting
There's
agent?
a fantastic, wonderful person with a lot of abilities with fire and also this beautiful bird who wants to
Amazing.
become
Of
part
course.
and is also fantastique, who might want to become part of, the soiree.
So, we could gather information that way, but
Oh, yeah.
not push it too far, maybe.
We could be plenty impressive if called on.
And are
You're
there
right.
people around here? They've got weapons on them?
It's not the first thing you notice.
Okay.
It is very much a vacation destination, but in the sense that in all of Ein, weapon carrying is not unusual.
Right, so it's not, people don't look at me strange because I got a giant maul
No,
on my back. Okay,
no.
just making sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, to the venue.
Guess so. Give it a look.
All right. So you notice that as you're heading that way, a lot of people are. It feels like it's getting closer to showtime, and so this big bacchanal, this crazy party that's been happening in the streets, it feels like, it's come to a focus point. It's like we were all having fun, but the ball's about to drop in Times Square, so we all got to get there now. The parade in Main Street at Disneyland's about to happen, so let's all move. So that's kind of the feeling, is that there's a lot of people kind of headed the same direction. You're in this, this river of people.
I've never been the biggest lover of giant crowds.
Can I use my street urchin ability to navigate our way there quicker and possibly some alleyways so that we're not in the main throng?
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely the ability to do that. There's people everywhere, but
Right.
you can definitely avoid the biggest thrust
I'm not
of the
going
crowd.
down 42nd Street.
Right. So you arrive at this massive circus tent. Tent is not enough word. It is a huge structure that feels like, what if a circus tent and a fortress had a baby, right? It is incredible and large and festooned with all kinds of ornate decoration, and there are two giant flags and signs and torches and lights and color, and it's just this magnificent oasis in the center of everything. And you guys are coming in from the side. You're not coming down the sort of the main strip of where everybody is funneled toward it, but it is still an impressive sight as you arrive at it. And it looks like there is one main entrance and then sort of this, walled periphery that seems quite well reinforced.
Any sign of construction that looks Lodolite in nature?
Roll me a perception check. Yeah.
Also, any guards that we can see.
Yes. You've now kind of gotten to a place where it feels like there is a structure to the world. It is just chaos and party, and now it's like, the line is funneled. There's people in, get this huge crowd wrangled. There definitely feels like.
Do they have a particular look to them? Are they like festive and?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yes, it's all, nothing breaks the appearance of joy and happiness and positivity and excitement.
But still.
But you can definitely sense this.
They're very good at hiding the guards.
Exactly.
Got it.
Any advantages?
You have advantage from Seth Leopard.
I think we actually. I think
we did that.
we did that one.
Festive Life Preserver.
Festive
that
Life
feels
Preserver. Thank
appropriate
you
for right now.
Oh my goodness! I got an 18 and a 19, so a 21.
Okay, so you definitely see. It would be difficult, I think, to pick it out with an eye that hadn't seen it before.
Yeah.
But in corners and connections and junctures of this, in parts where the side walls have been reinforced, and it does look like that material that you remember so well from being on the island with the salvage manders, that material that they were able to regurgitate and create those incredibly ornate garbage structures out of, that connective goo. You see residue of it in corners and edges and.
I literally have some on
guys.
the mall, right? There's some on the mall with the tooth at the end.
But again, it's hard. It would be hard for a layperson to spot it.
Guys, and I'll point. That looks familiar.
Yeah.
I don't like this. It just makes me sad to think of.
Well, that's a
Well,
good thing we're here.
we always said that we hoped no one would ever find them.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fahima, have you been here before? Living so close as a child?
Oh no, I never left Axbright.
She never left a house almost, remember?
Especially a place like this, I would never be allowed.
I don't know if maybe your father had brought you here at one point.
Oh, my dad probably went here, but no, not me.
Well,
Well, are we going in now, or are we sort of I mean, it's clearly, I don't know if you could see them, but sort of referring
feels like
to
going in is the only way to really
guard
get the
is
lay of
there.
the land.
Oh, are we gonna get do we have costumes?
Oh, I was grabbing stuff on the way.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, I didn't even
I
know.
just grabbed some masks, but we can get more if anyone had any specific.
Well,
No, I
I
mean,
also have my disguise kit. There's some things in there we could use.
Yeah, so do I.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
A cloak goes a long ways.
I'm not going to mess with what I've got going on already. This is
I
working
think
for
it's
me.
a
I think.
colorful gesture
Thank
with a
you.
top hat.
Yeah. And really, honestly, getting another cloak is hard because
Yeah. Too many cloaks and you lose effect.
Well,
Yeah.
and there are these things growing out of my back which feel like wings, not quite wings just yet, and they're changing the fit of all my clothes.
Yeah.
It's really upsetting,
Yeah, growing pains is tricky.
so to speak.
Fahima, do you want a specific disguise?
I was thinking I could just conjure a mask, and she conjures a phoenix half mask to kind of match what James has.
Wow.
Feathers sticking out of it.
I mean, that's great.
It's a flame.
You see Meep kind of emerge from your hair and look at it and go, Meep.
It's you. It's inspired by you.
Meep.
Yeah.
Meep.
All right, so any other costumes that we need to...
Do we look fancy enough?
Civ, what do you want to wear? Not that you don't look great.
Well, I suppose I could copy Fahima, and then I reach in and pull out Mr. Whispers, who I think is still the Almirage, the bunny with the.
That
That's
sounds
right.
So I will either fashion or just go and buy a bunny mask.
I love it.
With a horn?
No, I'll just be a regular bunny. But then I'll have the bunny as my companion
Amazing.
as well.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I love it. Anything else?
Yeah, I think I'll grab a mask of an orc
I love it.
and just put that on.
It's a startling, yeah.
Really good. I guess
Uggo, you have the tusk, and it's got the tusk on the other side.
Oh, look!
It's symmetrical.
No one's gonna know.
Well, you both did your familiars, and mine was really Ferdinand was invisible, so that doesn't really work unless I want to do a hand on my face.
Right.
You could be a
Strange.
broom.
A broom?
Ferdinand was often
That's true. Often
cleaning.
sweeping. That's very, very
I
true.
hope he's
He
doing
could
okay
be
with
wearing.
Barbara.
He could be wearing a suit. It's just invisible.
But at Hamlet, I could wear a pig. We could do a pig.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It goes with the bank.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a pig, and then I'm gonna get a wig that has like an opera lady curly wig
Beautiful.
with the pig mask.
Miss Piggy energy.
I do it for you.
And a cloak.
I think we look amazing.
All right, so the five of you standing there, resplendent in your costumes, masks, all just incredibly lit by these torches in front of this big, huge tent. That all these people moving past you, getting into the front gates, and all of you stand there, and you decide to go in. As you walk through this tunnel, everything gets dark. And you walk in, and there's this massive auditorium, and you look at your tickets, and you go and you find your seats, and you're up, several rows. They're not great seats, but you get there's not a bad seat in the house, really. It's this massive circular auditorium, this big tent, and you're looking down, and there is a murmur in the crowd, this anticipation, this excitement for what they're about to see. You hear the crunching of snacks and nervous laughter of children and adults alike.
James is eating another kebab.
Sorry. You just feel there's this that thing before a show in a big auditorium. You can kind of hear that low murmur where everybody's excited and doesn't know what's in store for them. And you sit there and you look out on this huge open space, 3 rings in the center, these seats full of people, all in masks and all in crazy colors and ornate costumes in the audience all around you. This wild. This show hasn't even started, and already the spectacle of the people just all waiting, and that sound of readiness. And then the lights go out. And we'll go to intermission. All right, so we will be back. We'll take a short intermission, and we will be back on the other side and to see the Soirée Fantastique.
As always, we are sponsored by our lovely friends at World Anvil. World Anvil is the best home to go to for building all of your homebrew worlds and characters and stories. They're really useful for any kinds of creatives. They also have helping you create random dice tables if you want to change the weather, if you want to change your random encounters. They have easy tools and templates to create those. Check out World Anvil and use our code, the Dungeon Run, to get a great coupon for a year-long subscription. And we also love our friends at Die Hard Dice. Go to dieharddice.com. They are the purveyors of the loveliest dice in all the land and some wonderful accessories, dice bags, dice boxes, just like this. Really beautiful stuff. And use our code Dungeon Run for a coupon on us. Jessica?
Yes, Morgan. Well, as you know, this show is supported by Patreon, as well as the interactivity that you are going to see or have already seen on these episodes. So if you want to support us, go to patreon.com/thedungeonrun. There's all kinds of rewards, such as cast secrets. Jared's going to be posting his poem reward on the Patreon. We have Slayer TPK by Adam.
So good.
We have Serena's coloring book, diary entries by characters.
We have the game that I run for
Yes.
the high-level patrons, which continues to be so amazing.
Yeah, if you can't find a D&D group, go join Patreon at that level and get in Morgan's game, because everybody has the best things to say, including him. He can't stop talking about how great everybody is.
I know, they're so great. It's really been a wonderful way for the community to get even closer.
Yeah. So we will also be releasing the rewards for these episodes. We unlocked the Jeff Designs a T-shirt reward.
Yes.
So we're gonna see that. And like we said, Jared did a poem for these episodes that he's gonna post.
Possibly an intro with, well, no, not possibly, it's happening. An intro with Lord Araban. Yes, we'll send some little behind the scenes stuff on all that.
Yeah.
And we're back. There is, before we get to the Soirée Fantastique, and we will, ladies and gentlemen, watchers of the time stream, you, in your infinite kindness and generosity and support, have unlocked a force of good for this episode. You thought we forgot about it. Oh, no. It is in the spirit of the Soirée Fantastique, it is a grand reveal. These players around me did not know that their mask selections were the key
What?
to the force of good during the intermission.
Why did
we
I
have
choose
come up
orc? Like, why did I do that?
during the intermission. We have come up
your own
with
fault.
the force of good, which is called Masquerade of Legends. Drawing upon the ancient legends tied to these mythical masks. Our masks, each mask has a different function that has unlocked by putting it on their faces. Why don't we go around and explain what your mask, the
Rabbit.
rabbit.
Yes. So I get plus 10 to movement, which is insane.
Ridiculous.
I get to dash for free, and I have advantage on dexterity acrobatics checks. So by my calculations, I can move 200 feet in one round. So in 6 seconds. Once.
That's all he needs.
Yeah, Civ can be in the next county over, and he goes down.
Yeah, what do we need teleportation circle for?
He's gone.
Don't worry, it's not like I'm gonna save some child and like run all the way out to the ocean and completely destroy whatever Jeff has planned.
We're gonna need a bigger map.
Memories.
Yeah.
So I had a phoenix. I gain immunity to fire damage, and if I am reduced to 0 hit points but not killed outright, I can choose to be restored to half of my maximum hit points and engulfed in a 15-foot radius burst of flames. Each creature in that area must make a dex saving throw, it tells me what that is, or take 4d6 fire damage on a failed save, half as much on a successful save.
Woof. So this is perfectly plays into Fahima's like rushing in and like, just kill me. It's gonna be awesome for me. It's gonna be bad for you.
Hey, this guy. This lady.
Somebody
right
call
here.
an ambulance, not for me.
All right, and you had
I had the demon.
the demon.
The demon mask gives me resistance to fire damage, a flying speed of 30 feet, and the ability to cast Hellish Rebuke at 2nd level once during the duration. I love that spell. Great. I love it.
Uggo's orc mask.
So, I do get +2 strength,
That's
which
great.
is great, which is perfect.
Doesn't it give you 20 strength?
It does, in
Whoa.
fact, give me a 20 strength, and it makes me I can use a melee weapon attack as a bonus action on each of my turns. But I think we're doing it once. We said it once.
That's fair.
So one extra bonus action. But then in addition to that, because of the Oath of the Family, there's an aura that I have called Time and Fate, if we remember. And since the Force of Good is winning, since I have 2 tables, I will roll on that table right now. And the aura is the aura of Loving Embrace, which is based on Lily. And that family, anyone within 10 feet, you are considered touching for lay on hands within the 10 feet and for spells. So I can cast spells on you 10 feet away.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can lay on hands without touching us?
Yes,
That's
I can.
kind of gross.
No, it's
I gave my
much
consent.
less gross.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like,
Consent
there's no
to the
touch,
layout.
but yeah. It's less touch.
Well, I chose a pig.
In retrospect,
I thought we pre-planned this.
Had I known.
You
Anyway.
get the ability to root in poop.
Yeah, I eat everything. Okay. The wearer gains a +2 bonus to Constitution and the ability to use their action to make a charge attack. Great. If the wearer moves at least 20 feet straight towards a target and then hits with a melee weapon attack on the same turn, the target takes an extra 2d6 bludgeoning damage and must succeed on a strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
+2
Right.
bonus to con is great on its own.
Yeah.
11 hit
It's a-
points right away.
It's a pig slam.
I just
Pig
looked
slam.
Pig slam. Pig slam.
So-
Lily's pig slam.
you got pig slammed.
It's a new sideshow.
I can't tell if it's like wrestling or breakfast.
Both. It's both.
Come to Denny's, we got the pig slam.
Lily's pig slam.
You got pig slammed. I don't feel so good.
I'm Lily.
No joke. I'd probably
pancakes.
order that.
Into it.
I would too.
I'd eat that.
probably.
Move over my
Bacon,
hammy and a pig
sausage.
slam.
I'd eat that.
But just slap.
I'd also eat the demon, so I don't know. This is a direct result of your support, watchers. Thank you. Thank you. And you have unlocked the force of good, and so this will be in effect. All right. So,
The lights went out.
when last we left off before intermission, the lights went out inside the big top. You sit in that darkness. A hush falls over the crowd. You could hear a pin drop. Go ahead. Or an orc refilling his goblet.
I'm not here. I'm not here.
Beautifully done.
Then, a lone voice breaks the silence. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, creatures of all species, welcome to the Soirée Fantastique, the grandest night of entertainment in all of Vine. What you will see unfold before your very eyes this evening may shock and appall you. It may challenge your notion of what is possible, and it will certainly dazzle and delight you in ways you never imagined. But rest assured, everything you see here tonight will be accomplished without the aid of magic. No conjuration, abjuration, or divination, folks. The only ation tonight will be a standing ovation as you cheer at the skill and daring of each successive feat. Proof, you say? Torches burst to life, illuminating the big top. Cast your eyes to the pillars high above your heads. There, and there. Magic dampening wards designed to ensure that everything you witness here at the soiree will be free of magical trickery, cheats, and charms. Go on, try. I dare any of you schooled in the mystic arts to cast a spell, any spell!
Well, Fahima has a conjured mask on. But she's in the crowd. No!
You cannot! But that means the danger for our performers is very much real. No feather fall or fly for these fearless freaks. So hold your breath, grab your loved ones tight, and feast your eyes on the spectacle beyond compare, the showcase of the sublime that is Soirée Fantastique. And then, activity. Boom! A thunderous explosion as you hear what sounds like a cannon go off. You realize it is a cannon that has been fired, just as you notice a green humanoid in a leather helmet soaring through the air. It looks like they fired this goblin out of a cannon. Miraculously, the goblin is caught midair by what looked like two more goblins dressed in striped leotards, perched high above you, atop tiny platforms bolted to tall poles. The crowd cheers.
Impressive. Well done. Yeah.
One at a time, they leap off, grabbing onto tiny bars attached to long wires. A trapeze! They swing and flip, soaring through the air, no net below them. They walk across tight ropes, juggling pins that are on fire. They fall from incredible heights, catching one another in swooping last-second grasps. All the while, the crowd gasps and applauds. Next, two vibrantly dressed harlequins run into the ring. One of them leaping up onto a spinning board, arms and legs splayed. The other proceeds to fling knives and axes and other blades from across the room at his companion, plunking them into the spinning board, inches from vulnerable flesh. The crowd oohs and ahs. Your attention is directed to another ring, where an enormous man in a spotted pelt hoists unfathomably large objects over his head. You've fought all manner of strong creatures, but this strong man seems to be putting all of them to shame. The crowd applauds his demonstration.
I can do that. Pretty good.
Next, 2 halflings with long, flowing blonde hair run on, saying, "Hip! Hip!" They carry with them a large chest or trunk of some kind. They drop it down, yelling, "Hip! Hip!" and clapping their hands. The entire crowd starts clapping with them. Clap, 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 clap. Hip, 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 hip. Then, one of them turns abruptly and makes a dramatic gesture, silencing the crowd. He turns and points at the trunk. There is a moment when nothing happens, and then the trunk flies open on its own, and a massive tongue flops out. The edges of the chest have huge razor-sharp teeth. The chest chomps and growls. It's a mimic! Yelps of fear can be heard in the crowd. The halflings beam with pride, hopping up and down and saying, "Hip! Hip!" The mimic snaps and snarls, saliva flying everywhere, splattering shocked viewers in the front row with mucus.
So cute.
One of the halflings takes a long stick and smacks it on the ground in front of the mimic. The chest opens wide, light sparkling off of its ferocious teeth. Its long, glistening tongue waggles and moves to one side. The other halfling eyes this, takes a running start, and leaps into the air, landing right in the open jaws of the mimic. He disappears inside the chest, and the mimic slams its mouth shut, looking once again like a nondescript trunk. The crowd is shocked. The remaining halfling turns to them, looking worried himself. There is a long moment, and no one seems to know what to do. Then he smiles and taps his stick on the ground twice. The mimic's mouth bursts open once again, and the devoured halfling comes flying out, flipping in the air and landing with a flourish. He bows widely, a huge grin on his face, and the crowd erupts in applause.
Yeah! Yeah!
The halflings proceed to have their mimic jump through hoops, ingest all manner of different items, and even balance an umbrella on its tongue, much to the audience's delight. The show continues. A long, lithe human in bright colors rises on a platform from underneath the center ring. Music begins from an unseen source. Slowly, methodically, the human begins to twist herself into impossible shapes, bending and holding poses that defy physiology. The crowd is stunned and silent before erupting into applause. Finally, a short man in a tall hat appears, speaking in a booming voice. For this next act, I will need a volunteer from the audience. All right. Wisdom checks.
Nope. All of us?
Yeah.
Or just the people
Anybody
that, raise
that
their
wants
hands?
to volunteer.
No, I'm good.
Who's rolling?
I am.
All right,
Lily.
Fahima, you have you advantage from Spectre Ranger, and Lily, you have advantage from City Racing Girl.
Yay!
Anybody else? Anybody else?
No, I'm good.
Wisdom is not my strong
Oh, I
suit.
just rolled very low on both of those.
This
Could I
voice
have a
is
curse
not
die
the
for
voice of the guy who was the announcer, right?
Correct.
Did we ever see him?
No.
No. Okay.
That's true. Do we want to use blessed and cursed dice?
Oh. Am I allowed to use it after I know if I failed or not?
Probably not.
I think that's
Probably
what
not.
a blessed curse. I think a blessed would you could use if you already knew the role. It's kind of the best blessed thing, right?
I'm gonna. I'll use it. I'll use a bless.
Yay!
So
All
you
right,
got a
first to the
20
game.
On the wisdom check. What did
Yeah.
you get?
I got a 16, so
16. Okay.
That was from Fenderil, your first blessed
Fenderil.
dice.
Thank you, Fenderil, for my blessed die.
So I have bad news, Fenderil. he specifically chooses the lowest roll. He's choosing someone from the audience
Who can
with
be
the
duped.
lowest.
I should have rolled.
You, ma'am, come up here. You walk on
Takes
stage.
me a while to get down there because we're not in great seats.
Small legs.
Sure.
Yeah, just-
You okay?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
All right. Okay.
Madam, can you confirm that we have never met before?
Yes. I mean, what's your name?
I am the Great Mankini.
That's your given name from your mother?
I was born as a lightning bolt struck on a full moon. Neither mother nor father knew exactly what power was created that day. Only the Great Mankini would be revealed. Revealing.
Almost everything.
Indeed. I cannot be topped. I am topless!
Yeah, I've never met you before.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
May I also presume that you may confirm that there is in fact no magic possible in this room?
Yes. Yeah.
So what you are about to witness is no mere magical trickery. It is the Great Mankini. You have seen great sadness. You.
Haven't most people.
I see names, many names. John. One starting with P, maybe the P word, a P word. P, is there a P? I'm seeing a P. P name, a name, what?
Yeah, do you have the name?
I'm seeing it appear in my head. Is it a P? Is it maybe there's a G, but it's probably a P. Maybe a G. Do you see? Do you feel? Am I getting?
I have lots of friends.
Oh yes, exactly. All the names in my head. The many friends of our. What is your name, madam? What is your name?
Well, can't you see it?
Of course I can, but for the crowd's benefit.
Oh, yes, Lily.
Lily, yes, Lily, of course, the beautiful flower.
Go, Lily.
Yes. Many friends, Lily. I am also seeing. I see music illuminating my mind. Is it true that music is part of your? Do you enjoy music? Have you heard music before?
Perceptive. Yes, I have heard music before.
Wow, he knows a whole lot about her.
Yes.
Doesn't she have a flute?
You play music? Are you a musician yourself?
Yes.
Yes! The great Mankini, accurate once again. Now for my final divination. A female!
Yes, but I think everybody knew that one, Mankini.
Yes, but of course it took me to divine it. The great Mankini! Oh, but I have one more thing to reveal about you, yes. Yes, look into my eyes. Look deeply into my eyes. Yes. You. I'm sorry, we must end here now, yes. We must end now. What? Big round of applause for Lily. Great friend, female. Great friend. Woo!
Do we see that from where we're at, up in the nosebleed seats?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you see everything happen.
Oh, that was bad!
Sorry, is there something I did wrong?
No, you were fine. I must please return to your seat, and you will be awarded a free dipped squirrel.
Well, maybe we'll get your autograph after the show.
The lights go out, boom, and the fire breathers. Fire breathers, a big crescendo of the end of the show.
Let me get to my seat. Lights out.
Wish you had that Phoenix mask.
Yeah.
The show ends, crescendoing with this big in darkness light display, and the crowd has been electrified. That last act was a little strange for everybody, but we're on such a high of all the excitement, all the feats of dexterity and entertainment. You can tell that this audience got their money's worth. They loved it, and as everybody starts filing out, you move into this hallway. You're kind of leaving through the way you came in, but this time, instead of darkness, you see there's a hallway adorned with these giant posters of all the different acts that you saw, these brilliantly illustrated portraits of each of the acts. And
is there an old one that's dusty and off to the side that's got Larry's face on it?
He's been removed. He's been removed from the premises. But you see, as you walk out, you see the trapeze artist that you saw, the flying goblindas, and underneath it says the flying goblindas is in big, wonderful letters, and beneath each of them, as they're painted and doing these amazing things, Belinda, Melinda, and Lucinda Goblinda, the Goblindas. You see the knife on the other side. You see the knife throwers and blade masters, Chip and Chop, the Puncture Brothers. It says in big glorious letters. You see a man holding a giant double barbell, and it says Burl Strongman. And then as you move past that one, you see the mimic tamers. It says the mimic tamers, Sigmund and Troy, and you have there's the contortionist there, and a strange, crazy thing. Her leg behind her head. It says Zephyrelia, the human knot, underneath the picture, and then finally it says the mentalist, the great Mankini. And you walk out, and you're finally out into the throng of people kind of milling about, talking about this amazing show that they saw, and everybody, getting their last bits of tchotchkes that they buy from the store and all that stuff. And you also can see that there are places where people are funneling around trying to, get autographs and trying to see where the performers are going to come out.
Is there any sign of anyone who looks like management or any even just ticket takers, box office?
I mean, that happened on the way in, right?
Yeah.
But none of those people looked very low level.
Sure.
None of it looked like management.
You said we had made it. We're pushed out of the building already.
Yeah, you sort of funneled through this the entrance hall that you went in. You're kind of funneled back out, but there's going to be an area where the performers will come out and sort of meet some of the people, a meet and greet. Yeah. But there's so many people there that you really aren't going to be able to meet all of them. So you're going to have to pick and choose which of the performers you can see in a little groups.
Can I ask a question about the inside of the auditorium? When we were in there, did we see a backstage or an area that we could?
No, there was so much sort of theatricality to it all. People sort of just appearing, and the torches would dim, and it would be black, and then they'd come back up, and people would be there. You saw that platform rise in the center, but it was very much a staged show with hard
no
to
strings.
Determine. Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Sure.
Is there security? Do we see anyone that's obviously security?
I think you would definitely see people sort of keeping order, but that it doesn't feel like armed guards or it doesn't feel oppressive in any way. There's really a lightness and reverie and excitement and joy about everything, but an order. It does feel like nobody is stepping out of line, nobody's trying to rush the stage or anything like that.
Right.
It does feel like there is something preventing that. And as you all went in there, you definitely felt that, those of you who can do magic, which is almost, I think, everybody at this point, you definitely felt that those wards that were pointed out in the pre-show did prevent you from doing magic inside the.
Do those
big
stay
top.
on even after we leave the show?
Yes, they're sort of like permanent fixtures inside that structure.
Interesting. So do we still feel that even though we're out in the lobby now?
No, as you leave, that feeling
under the big
subsides,
top.
but it's inside the big top.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Fahima's mask comes back on.
Yeah.
Okay, this red one with feathers back. Thank you.
Yeah. It's here if you need it.
So
Let's head over by the stage door. Maybe we.
don't we want to meet some of these?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
performers?
yeah, where the people are coming out, maybe.
Well,
They
we
only
don't-
gave me one dead squirrel, sorry.
I'll take it.
Oh.
What?
Sorry, I'm hungry.
I took a bite, but you can have
Oh
it.
no,
Yeah.
doesn't
happened?
matter. Thank you.
What happened
Yeah, why
down
did he
there?
stop?
Why did
don't
everything?
know. I mean, he was just guessing things, and I wasn't being the best assistant because I'm a little bitter that they called us better than Bingle still, to be honest. But
Makes sense.
it is very different than Bingle.
Did it seem like he recognized you?
I don't know, all of a sudden it definitely seemed like he saw something bad or
It was bad.
familiar. I don't know.
Looking at you.
Looking at
specifically.
me.
He definitely seems shook.
Yes, and he wouldn't tell me, or I didn't seem the place to pry.
Well, maybe if we could catch his eye now, maybe we could
That's
find
what I was
out.
hoping to talk to him.
If he is concerned about something, maybe he'd tell us here rather than in front of hundreds of people.
Well, do we
Right.
want to split up and go and speak to each of the different performers separately?
I mean, I wouldn't
Yeah,
mind
might-
talking to the mimic people, but
Might be easier, right, than ganging up on them.
I'll take Mankini.
go ahead, get Mankini. Maybe someone back her up.
I'll go with
I mean, okay. yeah.
Okay. Great.
You're
Oh, you
right.
know who I'm talking to.
Who?
Which one?
Oh, you did not?
The goblins?
Well, I thought maybe the goblins, but there's a strong man. I
Oh,
gotta
the
prove
strong
I'm
man,
stronger than
yes,
him or
yes,
not.
sorry. Yeah, there's so much going on.
I thought it was pretty transparent. I guess this mask is-
compare your
We're gonna do muscles
Don't
together. We're
fight
gonna
the
see
strong
who's
man.
bigger.
Your routines.
Yeah.
Uggo's not gathering information. He's just
I want to know his nutrition program.
So are you going to go with Civ then, James?
Sure. Yes. Yeah. Great.
Well, I'm having a hard time deciding between the knife throwers and the acrobats because I feel like I could speak to either of them on terms.
Got it.
Why don't we watch for a moment and see if either of them speaks to Mankini before we go and approach them, just to see if maybe
Sure.
one is closer.
Sure.
Great. Good thinking.
It does look like there are almost stations for each performer, kind of like in
Autograph
front
lines
of,
like a con.
yeah, kind of like they're in front of their posters, and so you really have to choose where you're going, and they don't really interact with each other, and there's
Probably.
huge crowds around each of them. So it would be something to get to the front of any one individual line, let alone multiples. But if you're splitting up, who's going first? Where are we going?
I mean, splitting the party is not always a great idea, you guys. I'm starting to question it.
And you said
we're pretty close. We're
That's
like
true,
it's
we're not
the,
too-
we're not
it's
far.
like 50
There's
feet
just
of
a
each
lot
other,
of
right?
crowd.
Yeah.
keep an
so-
eye. Everyone shout something.
Uggo's going to use his size and his clear orcishness to intimidate his way to the front. That's what I'm going to do.
All right.
Get out of my way!
Well, we have the safe word. If anybody needs it, just
Yes.
give it a shout.
Just shout it out. We'll hear it.
Is Mankini out there?
Is that the
He is
safe
the
word?
one
Oh.
person that you do not see.
Do you want to go and try to speak to him backstage?
I mean, I'd like to, but I don't know how to
She should
do
go
that.
alone.
We're going to and she whispers, go invisible for a bit.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Be careful if you
We
go
will.
inside, because they have those things. That
We won't go near the anti-magic with the invisibility on, but
Okay.
this might help. So I cast invisibility on Lily and I so that we can sneak around a bit better trying to find Mankini.
Okay. Now again, to get into the so there's this hallway with the posters with the people kind of leading back out into Oya Toskind proper. To go back into the big top, you would go into the dampening area.
Into the-
Field.
So there's no other
Green room or something?
way.
It's certainly not one that's apparent to you. I mean, imagine in real life going to a show. It would be kind of hard to find the way backstage.
We didn't see
necessarily.
any of the performers come out, I guess, like to go.
I mean, they sort of came out the way you came out. They sort of came out from
Got
the
it.
big top itself and took their positions. And this feels like something that happens after every show. It feels very part of the experience.
And there is a place for the great Mankini to come out, and he's specifically not there.
That's right.
That's strange.
Are there people around his station?
There seem to be people holding quills and programs waiting, but they don't see their favorite performer.
I don't like that.
Lily, what do you want to do?
Well, I don't know. It doesn't seem like we're gonna get anywhere in here.
Maybe we should talk to one of the other performers and see if they can, see if we can find out what's up, and maybe there's a way maybe they'll know something about the Great Man
That's
King.
a good idea.
Yeah, okay.
Well, Fahima and I can sneak at least to the front of the line, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
great.
So you were deciding between who?
The goblin acrobats and the knife throwers.
Got it. I want to talk to the mimic trainers, but yes, yeah. You
All right,
were
so who's first?
intimidating your
Who
way
should
to. You were going to the strong man.
Okay.
Intimidating my way to strong man.
Yeah, I mean, you see poor mothers pulling their kids out as you're like, very intimidating.
With an orc mask.
Crying their eyes out, with holding the little Burl Strongman doll that they have, waiting to get signed.
This wasn't when we were trying to save somebody important. I still feel bad, but I would. No, move out of the way.
As you get to the front, this huge barrel-chested guy, actually taller than you. I mean, he is huge, big, big muscles, big huge mustache, bald pate. He is classic circus strongman look. He's got his barbell sitting right there. There's little kids coming up and trying to lift it, and they can't. And he's like, just burn your way to the front.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, but I am a big fan of yours.
You're big, much bigger than my usual fans. You ever met a dwarf before?
Wait, you're a dwarf?
That's right! You've never seen a dwarf?
No, I've seen plenty of dwarves, but you are too big for a dwarf.
Bird Strongman, the world's strongest dwarf.
Yeah, well, I'm also tallest. Both your parents are dwarves.
Delta Doom, Trident 3.
Should have known by the accent.
I almost didn't understand that, but I've had enough interaction with dwarves that I understood perfectly. Do you mind if I pick up your barbell?
You're welcome to try.
Oh, well, I will try.
And Uggo goes over there and doesn't even prepare, just tries to pick it up.
All right, roll me a strength check.
All right.
You have advantage from Mama Goblin.
Oh, Mama Goblin, thanks for the advantage. That would be 22.
Jeez. 22. You lift it up about 2 inches off the ground.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We still have blessed and cursed dice at the table, folks.
Well,
And he goes, that's more than anyone else has done. Good job. Would you like me to sign something for you?
yes. Sign this.
And what do I have in my inventory? he pulls something randomly, and it is a
Station hammer.
it is his water skin.
Yeah, sign that. Also, have you seen the Mankini?
I'm sorry, he's coming in soon.
He flourished Burl Strongman. Hands it back to you.
Next!
Oh, well, I guess that's it then.
And before I go, I'm going to do a quick. I know that there was the magic dampening things, but I want to do divine, not divine
Sense.
Yes, thank you. I'd want a divine sense while I'm standing there to get as an action to detect good and evil. Until the end of your turn, you can sense anything by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend, undead within 60 feet.
You didn't. Well, you from standing where you are, you can cast that because you're not in the wards.
Yeah.
And you do not sense any celestial demon or fiend other than your friend.
Right. Other than that. And then I'll do a quick detect magic.
There is a number of pings of detect magic in the crowd now that people are out. There's like some small magic being cast. You sense, Fahima's mask and stuff.
Mostly on him and a
No.
barbell or on
It looks to
clothing.
be an actual obscenely strong man.
Okay. And I'll make my way back to. I know you guys the Mankini area. Just sure.
Which table has the biggest crowd?
There's huge crowds on all the tables. People seem to be equally. It's one of those things where if one table's too much, people kind of congregate somewhere else.
What do you think of Lily? What do you think of going to talking to the goblindas?
That's fine with me. Yeah.
Okay. So we are invisible, so we're going to use that now to just sneak to the front, like Lily said.
Yeah.
And I will apparate us back into visibility once we reach the front.
All right, so there are people who like get pushed back, and all of a sudden you guys appear, and there's some grumbling, and do either of you speak Goblin?
No.
No.
Uh-oh.
Were they by the Mankini?
No, they're by the Flying Goblin does. There are
I
three.
don't think so.
Lily might be able to. You might at least be able to like piece it together.
Should be in your senses, I think. Your proficiency in languages. Yeah.
Gnomish, but I don't. I'm common. I don't speak Goblin.
Oh really?
So these three women, Belinda, Melinda, and Lucinda, they are chattering away, but it's all in Goblin, so it sounds gibberish to your ear. But they are just blah blah blah, blah, and they're taking the next thing and signing it, and they're moving much quicker than anybody else seems to be moving through the crowd. And you would definitely hear people waiting for autographs and stuff, mentioning like, oh, they speak Goblin. Oh, okay. It's the kind of thing where they're just here getting their autograph and moving on.
Are there any other goblins in the crowd that we can see who could ask?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You probably would know that I speak Goblin.
Do we?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've talked about it before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you see Uggo?
Here, I'll get on my back. It's not as easy
Uggo!
as he makes it look.
I don't know if you'd be able to hear me.
Yeah, I
because
guess
it's,
that would be
over
true,
a
yeah.
crowd. Are you looking at our
I
direction?
don't know. I guess at this point, that interaction with the strongman wasn't that long, so I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a moment where
And
we
I
were
was
figuring
heading
out where
to
go.
Mankini after that, so I don't know if it's.
Yeah, you could probably. I mean, you did your thing, and you're looking for your friends, so I think it's reasonable.
And I'm on top of Fahima.
But you're invisible, right?
No, now I'm
No,
invisible.
yeah.
Yeah.
What? And yeah, Uggo will.
Sorry,
Make his way over.
Sorry,
he's with us. He's with us.
He's our brother.
We were just, he was here before. We were
Yes.
saving a spot.
Yeah.
We are related.
We're all related.
So, Uggo, you can hear the chattering from these three women as they are bad mouthing the crowd in Goblin, assuming no one, just like disparaging all the people and talking about how annoying it is to have to do this part of it. Like it's
Right.
What are they saying?
Oh, they're making weird. That one called that one like a weird looking fella, and that one is apparently his hair is too short, and that one looks like a goblin, though he's just an ugly man.
Oh, we should talk about Mankini. We should do some dirt talking about him, so we can see if they say anything about him.
Yeah, say to us something about Mankini. Like gossipy, if
In
that's
goblin
what
or
they're
like
doing.
No. If we don't speak in Goblin, then they won't know. We'll just say the Mankini, and then they'll talk about it. Hopefully,
Okay.
because we're talking.
So you want me to say something bad about it?
Yeah, Mankini. He was. What a weird show that was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if I were a goblin, I'd say that he's probably,
And I use the Goblin word for coward.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
it means he's a coward.
Do they clock that at all?
Oh yeah, they definitely clock that, but there's a throng of people, and they kind of look at you, and they realize that you speak Goblin, and they stop, like bad mouthing.
When I realize it stop, I go.
Although I wanted them to not know that we could speak Goblin, so that they would talk in front of us.
Oh, I thought you.
It's all right.
I'm so sorry. I
It's okay.
misunderstood. I misunderstood.
It's okay.
I don't speak goblin.
You just know a couple words.
Yeah, I just know a couple of words. I just know.
I know that sentence. I just want to explain it.
All I said was the word for coward and Goblin.
Okay, so plan B, and she turns her attention towards the Goblin sisters and says, "Hi, can you sign?" And she pulls out a piece of paper out of her book. Sign this,
These
please.
clawed hands kind of grab it out of your thing and they scrawl, Goblindas and hand it back to you, and then turn to the next person and looking, kind of just trying to shuffle you through as quickly as possible.
What an odd show that was. My friend was the magician's assistant, and
Did you translate?
Yeah, you speak in Goblin. We don't have to do that.
Yeah.
you should do it.
They're right back at you, and they could not care less about you and the things that you want. They are annoyed clearly that they have to stop their internal little conversation because you can overhear it, and they're The thing you get from them is that they are not kind people.
Yeah, clearly.
Tell him, ask him where Mankini is and where we can find him.
And I put on the air of the orcish gruffness that I'm sure is familiar to goblins, and bark a command of, "Tell me where Mankini is."
They look over to where the big poster of Mankini is, and they point at the poster and say, "Over there. What's your problem?"
You got any comment? Do you have gold?
I do.
Yeah.
How much gold do you have? 10?
She looks at the goblin at us
Do you-
in the
do you
crowd.
have- and I look-
Not a lot.
Do you have 10 gold?
Just a bit. And she hands him whatever you want.
10 gold, yeah.
I will give you this gold if you tell me where Mancini is.
And I say in goblin.
And the two of the sisters look at the third, and they all reach out and grab the gold and point again at the.
No, I know he's supposed to be there. Where is he now?
And they look around, and as they're pointing and looking at you like you're an idiot, he comes walking toward and stands in front of his thing, but he's looking kind of down, and all the people rush around him, and you see him signing autographs, but there's very much
Disconnection.
Yeah, he looks out of sorts.
I'll toss them the gold.
Okay. Meanwhile,
Chip and Chop.
Chip and Chop. You walk up and oh, welcome. I would like to thank the crowd for their wonderful, beautiful support. And these guys are the opposite. They're like soaking up the adoration and playing into it. We could not have done it all if it weren't for the beautiful applause that you give us. We live for the applause. You know, they're like that guy. You know, and. Juggling knives, little extra stuff for you, you know, all that kind of thing. So
Can
that's
I
what you
throw an extra knife into the. I'll just toss it in.
Sure.
Just see if they can. handle
Yeah,
it.
it's like they catch it and then bring it around. Well, not the first time. Someone does that. You know, it is like that kind of. It's just they clearly love performing and just soaking it all up.
So I'm gonna pull out just like a handful of copper and silver, no gold, just copper and silver, and walk straight up to the table and put it all down on the table and just stare at them.
Yeah, and as they're juggling knives, look down at the gold. We love an audience that is appreciative.
I was very impressed by your display. I was wondering, where did you train exactly?
We are self-taught as natural prodigies.
Ah, I see. And
Are you a connoisseur of the sharp arts?
I've been known to perhaps dabble a little bit, and when I say that, I'll flip back from where I'm standing, and I'll take out my daggers, and I'll toss them all in the air, and I'll do a quick little like breakdance move, and then pop back up, and then catch the same daggers again.
Amazing.
I think you need a blessed dice to do it.
Yeah, I want to see. What do you think? A performance check? Are we doing a performance, or do you just straight, dexterity, acrobatics?
I mean, a breakdance move?
Acrobatics?
Yeah. Does it look cool or stupid?
Acrobatics or performance? I'll let you pick.
Blessed
well,
die.
I think I'll just use my blessed die.
Woo!
I will say this though, I do have advantage on acrobatics. I have a plus 13 to acrobatics.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah.
using the blessed die is kind of
Yeah, it's even.
Yeah, you can save it.
You probably get a
save
lower
it.
roll. I mean, it is spectacular. In fact, all of the eyes that were curious, previously looking at the Puncture Brothers, turn and look at you. You've literally stolen their thunder right in front of them, and they look at you, and there's a flash you see across their eyes of annoyance, of like, who's this guy? And then the smile is back, and they're like, would you like to perhaps join the circus? I understand we are always willing to have new performers.
I was very interested in training underneath the great Chip and Chop. So I would be more than honored. Nay, I would be most privileged if you would take me under your wing.
Chip, what do you think?
Last time we trained someone, they lost 7 fingers. Oh, I remember well. But this one, he has paws.
I'm gonna slide open my vest, or my jerkin, and as I do that, I'll reveal the dragon dagger, just so they can see it. No one else.
Confidentially, we cannot bring on a new performer unless they are approved by the boss. If you have talent, the boss will see it, and we can go from there.
I wish to meet the boss.
Well, stay around. We have some more autographs to sign, and after this, we will hook up and audition for you.
Very well.
For clarity, that was a blessed die, yes, that you used. That was
did?
that was
Yeah.
from
Okay.
that was from Fenderil.
Nice.
Fenderil.
Fenderil
Yeah,
What,
Federal sponsoring
33?
the blessed die so far.
for a
33.
33 total acrobatics.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa, that's gotta break some kind of record,
I
right?
mean, high level rogues.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
I am curious what I would have gotten if I just rolled. 25.
33
Okay,
is
so
fantastic.
as this crowd disperses, you rocked it either way. As this crowd disperses and all the autograph signing session seems to be winding down, the people are moved out. You guys are back, and you see the great Mankini is approached by Chip and Chop, the Puncture Brothers. They come up to him and they whisper. You see them kind of conferring, and he looks over at you, Civ, and back at them, and nods, and there seems to be some activity around that as the people are leaving, and you guys are reuniting with each other.
Did it look like they were asking him for like permission of some kind? Were they subservient to him, or was it
No,
more
that's
just
not the
kinda
impression that you
conferring?
get.
Okay.
They get this is a conference that,
Cool.
And as it is observed that you guys are kind of reconvening and that you all 5 are together.
Yeah, and I would start leading us over towards Mankini, basically going like, all right, hey, I think we should talk. Now's our time. He's here.
Yeah. So the place is kind of emptied out, and most of the performers have sort of gone back through the main thing, but the Puncture Brothers and Mankini are there, kind of waiting for the crowd to finally leave, and they motion for you, Civ, over, and you bring the 5 of you over to this little conference.
Mankini and the Puncture Brothers together? Okay.
Thank you. That was a brilliant show.
And Mankini's looking at you, Lily, and the 5 of you, and he says, "It has come to my attention that you would like an audition to become part of our little troupe."
Oh,
Yeah.
We all have skills.
yeah. I'm very good at
I would very much
alphabetization.
like to join the Chip and the Chop.
Well, they have an established act, and that remains to be seen. It is up to you, Chip and Chop, whether you take on an apprentice. Why not?
You have something in your nose?
And Mankini says, "I will take this to the boss. He is the only one that can approve new acts, but we can set up an audition. The boss does not like his time wasted and will not be appreciative of anyone that does not meet the high standards of the Soirée Fantastique. Spectacular, amazing, dangerous."
I am very curious. Do you always
Use that voice.
avoid magic? It is against the rules for some reason?
Yes. It is a cheat. We see it as a cheat here. And the boss hates magic.
Good, so do I.
Chip and Chop.
Uggo. Delayed.
All right.
just you.
I was hoping that we could perhaps all audition in separate acts.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm still
5 acts for the boss to evaluate. Values his time even more.
May I ask what his name is?
You may.
Someone who's good with names.
He does not like his identity shared. It is not for your concern. You will meet him in due time should your act prove valuable enough to the soiree.
Okay. When will our audition be?
It can be as early as tomorrow.
Also, what happened? You seem to end your act a little early. Was my brain blocked or?
Quite the opposite, my dear. I saw everything.
Everything?
I saw it all.
It's an adjustment.
It really is.
So good.
Tomorrow, then. And he turns. They all leave. So, you have an appointment to wow this mysterious boss of the soiree.
Without magic.
Great.
Without magic.
I wonder if meat counts as magic.
Although, you also know what stops the magic.
Right.
Oh. Oh, gosh. I mean, listen. I'm okay dancing at parties. I'm not trying to say that I'm going to charge anybody tickets to come
Well-
see the funky librarian.
I think it's really important for whatever we decide to do that we remember the dangerous factor. He says that's the criteria: spectacular, amazing, and dangerous.
Right, and we have
Yours automatically.
Yeah.
Check
we
that
also
box.
have
Civ's a shoo-in.
monster. No offense, Uggo. We have a
Oh,
real
I thought he was
monster.
talking to me. Oh, yeah, okay.
Wait a minute, why would I be offended by that?
I didn't want you to think that I was talking about you.
Oh, I'm not a monster.
You're not.
Exactly.
Right. Also, Phoenix might work because they had a mimic, right? Or is mimic not magical?
Right. It's magical. That's a magical.
It's a magical creature.
Creature. Yeah.
Perhaps it's some sort of override, or it doesn't count towards. It's not a spell.
I had that staff. I wonder if the staff had anything like shut off. That's how they did it. The staff shuts off the thing up top.
Oh, but the...
Won't they know if we turn off the magic thing?
Yeah, probably. Well, maybe not. I mean, if there's a way to... I mean, I suppose tonight I could do some inspection while you'll sleep.
What if we all dress as janitors?
Go on, I'm listening.
What's dangerous about a janitor?
No, not for our act to get in tonight. Cleaning crew.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Well, I think
We did
could
gardeners
use-
before,
Right.
and so janitors now.
We could also use magic as plan B. Because you're a very talented singer.
Thank you.
You're very strong and fierce, right?
I want to be honest. I tried to pick up the barbell, which was not magical, and neither was he, and it was like I'm strong, but that was.
Maybe we could procure a potion or something that would increase your strength temporarily.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. The magic seems like a potion would be magic, right?
Well, doesn't the mask?
I mean, even with that,
I have an idea. What about you and I were a duo, and you come off as very scary and strong and hardened, and then I sing a song that makes your strong heart cry.
I
'Cause you
like
are
this
very good
idea.
at
Like
crying. And for a lot of orcs,
You are very
crying
good.
is dangerous.
it is very. It'll get you killed.
Well, and
Exactly.
you're quite dangerous then if you can make a grown orc cry.
Exactly.
So I will. Oh, I like this. I can really get into the like. I'm so angry about everything, which wouldn't be a lie because it's true.
Exactly. And there's no magic. You can conjure tears very easily.
Yeah. Just thinking about it, it's kind of making me do it. So no, I must stop that.
Save it for the show.
I got a lot of sad things to think about sometimes, so it's really easy.
Keep it in there,
Yeah,
keep
I
it
got
in.
it. I got it.
Okay. What about you, Fahima? I'm on the same boat. I got no ideas.
James,
Yes.
I say that math on the spot is dangerous for many people.
Or you have so much knowledge of things that are dark and scary.
No, I mean,
That's dangerous. Knowledge is dangerous.
okay.
You could outdo the mentalist.
I probably could, but I'd need magic to do it. But I mean, yeah.
Would you?
I think.
His act was pretty weak.
That's true. I mean, honestly, of
don't
course
know.
she's a woman. I mean, look.
I never questioned that. No, that's for sure. No, he's right.
No, I mean, yeah, that is true. I might be able to outdo the mentalist, but I don't want to be perceived as a threat necessarily.
And Fahima, even without fire, you're pretty. Aren't you like kind of immune to fire also? Naturally.
Yeah. I could teach Meep some kind of trick to set me on fire, and I pretend to love
It
it.
only needs to be done once, right?
Right.
Right?
Why don't you just like you? She's a bird of prey.
Yeah, you don't have
scary fire hawk that can you throw things and she catches it in midair and then feeds them to you or something.
I've tamed her.
And
Yes.
she doesn't burn you because and that's not a spell. That's just something that you are. So
And I will think back and I will impersonate the White Witch.
oh, excellent.
Oh, that's your name.
The White Witch.
You're gonna have to wear white now.
And I'm gonna do math.
Again, a lot more dangerous than you're making it out to
I mean, James, if you're talking to someone, public speaking is extremely fearful for many people, and then if you add in arithmetic,
All right, talking math.
What if it involves money?
Sure, I guess.
You
For
could
you?
be no for him. You could be gambling with money using your math skills.
I could be counting cards like those people at a casino. Because I mean, really, all is odds and such.
okay, I think these are all good ideas.
What about you?
You can make people think that you know the number they're thinking and make them do a thing so it's always that number.
I can. Can I do
You have
that?
one night to
I
figure it
guess
out.
I can do
You're
that.
good with math. I just assumed that was
But
possible.
that's what you just described isn't just math. Okay, I'll work on it.
Regardless, having an audition,
I'm told it's very anxious causing.
yes.
Maybe we need to talk to Larry about that.
Maybe
He probably knows a lot
Can we
about
tell
that.
them that we don't audition?
Maybe Larry could teach me to be a clown tonight. No, that's not dangerous. No.
Oh, a math clown.
A math clown. Wow.
2 is 4.
Why was 6 afraid of 7?
Cause 7, 8, 9.
Yes! See? You're the math clown.
There we are.
Comedy's dangerous.
Yeah, what's the deal with 7, 8, 9?
I want to see James's stand-up. This is type 5. This type 5.
Oh
It all
God, what
revolves
am I
around
doing?
Dewey Decimal.
How about I'm just
Wow, tough crowd. So a demon walks into a bar.
And everyone screams and runs.
and his wings hit the door. Ow! Hey. It's exactly like Andrew Dice Clay.
James Dice Quillis.
No.
He's like,
For those who don't get that reference, don't look it
No,
up.
yeah,
Actually,
shut up.
it's terrible.
roses are red, violets are blue. I turned into a demon. What do I do?
Warlocks, what are you gonna do? Anyway, I'll figure it out. It's a good thing I don't sleep.
Do we think it's too dangerous to try to come in here at night?
I mean,
Presumably, if they're using the salvage manders.
right now we have a guaranteed way in it, or at least, I mean, look. If everything else goes wrong tomorrow, I think Siv's gonna kill it. So I think he's gonna be great. The rest of us, maybe.
Kill it as in like do good. not
Do
as in,
great.
Like, we're gonna
Yeah,
kill
yeah.
some
Going to
people.
suggest that we could just kill Fahima as
Wow.
part of the show.
I'm curious about that because the mask disappeared in the room, and I don't know if that will still work.
And
or
it came
not.
back.
Came back when I exited.
Well,
that's
the mask
magic.
was conjured. So nobody else's masks disappeared.
Right.
Just your conjured mask.
Right. But then you gave me the red one with the feathers on it. Maybe that will do the same thing.
Maybe.
Boy, that's
Meep, burp in my face. Am I immune to fire damage with Lily's red mask on?
I mean, you're You're not immune to it. You have to have the mask to be immune to it?
Yeah,
she's resistant
mostly.
otherwise.
That was the force of good card.
Right. So I'm confused at what you're testing.
Well, because the force of good is tied to our masks,
Right.
but mine disappeared
Right.
because it's conjured. So I'm just
Yeah.
wondering if the force of good still works. If it would.
I mean,
still
I think
work.
the spirit of the game should be that you still have the ability.
Okay.
So whatever,
Okay.
however we need to make that happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your mask just looks really bad. It's like a children's feathers. Like it's not cool.
You can see the Elmer's glue. On
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Popsicle
Did
stick.
Bradley make this?
Oh, Bradley.
Also, I just realized Lotolite is a great name for a glue brand.
There you go.
No one steal that. That's ours.
Trademark.
We could kill.
I
me.
think we could.
I don't want to
I
die.
think we can hold off on that, but I'm just
I think
saying,
just
worst case scenario.
Lighting
that
her
could
on
be-
fire is
I mean,
cool.
right. And she's got Meep, and she can, be lit on fire. You all right?
Look, I don't have a lot of charisma, so if all I have to do is walk into a pit of fire and get burned to death, I'm happy.
Well, it'd be impossible for you to be burned to death right now because you're completely immune
Yeah.
to fire.
Well, you know what I mean.
I do. Okay,
I
great.
think we could do it like it's an accident, like, oh, Meep went too far this time.
Whoops, and then
And
That's
then-
what I was
Oh,
trying to say about
yeah.
the bird of prey.
She's circling me and
then she just
and I scream in terror.
Yeah.
she's like, oh no, she's out of control. Whoosh.
Yeah.
And you're like, never mind, I'm fine.
Should I fake die all the way down
Yes.
to the ground?
As convincing as
very
you can be.
dramatic.
You're a good actor, right? You're good at that.
I would say
Fahima?
conjure Larry, but don't do that.
All right, y'all.
Larry.
I don't mean to bring the mood down, but our only option for lodging right now is 15 bunk beds.
Or a wagon. We could sleep with the
We
animals.
could sleep with the bear and the horses.
That feels better, but is there enough room in there for all of us?
Well, yeah. What is this like a festival camping situation? Do we get like a little lot that we can put our tent in, or what?
I don't think so. I think it's a city.
Could literally just sleep on the floor, guys. It's not like we haven't done that before.
Right. I mean, we could just camp in the street.
Right.
You guys ever been to Mardi Gras?
The streets are
Bad idea. Bad idea.
not good. The bunk beds are better.
I would like to go back and check on the horses and Buddy.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
think
actually, buddy, everything okay? No, he's fine. Thank you for reminding me. I mean, before all they close down, I should get some more meats for Buddy because I promised him he did good. I'd bring him something.
Did he maul anyone?
Oh, Buddy, did you maul anybody? Okay, so we might be wondering. No, I think
You
he's
see like
kidding.
14 sticks in front of him. And then like a stick vendor's cloak.
Literally just temptation walking by poor Buddy.
That scene where the guy just comes around the corner, Buddy's there, and he stops, and it's just a slow back and forth of Buddy, then stick vendor, then Buddy.
Okay, so the plan is we're going to have a good night's sleep somewhere,
Sure.
It's a good plan.
and hopefully get an audition tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess
I
we
don't
go
know how
back
they're
in the
going to
morning.
contact us. I
Well, we just
show
show up.
up.
I think we show up,
All right.
and then on the inside, we get the sense of, what the construction going on is, who's doing it, and where they're staying, and then hopefully we can, get Bradley, Russell, and anyone else out.
Okay.
So, the Heroes of Bingle will be performing in an audition for your delight at the Soirée Fantastique circus performers. We will see what they come up with next time. I'm excited. I'm excited. We'll see perhaps the mysterious boss and the identity of that person, and hopefully we'll meet Bradley Russell.
We're coming for you, Bradley.
Coming for Bradley.
As you know, every show we like to thank our patrons in a super special and fun way, and that is by reading off the certain high-level patrons' names in the styles of their suggestions. So the first one, we're going to do Team Force of Cosmos. We've lost Ron, but I think with the 5 of us, I think Jeff Cannata will be joining us. We're going to start off with Team Force of Cosmos with a suggestion from Tapartos. Team Force of Cosmos, his suggestion was, as a band of bards, forced to perform a concert for Lord Araban. Getting ready to perform a concert for Lord Araban.
Which one of us is gonna do the concert for Lord Erebin?
I love bold choices.
I'm out.
That's why we never let Jeff do it.
Well,
We're the Bartles.
I may be nuts, but I think I could come up with a little jingle on my flute.
I call this new song the Fair Waffle.
Oh, I like that tune. I could be come in on the drums. I sound like a
You sound like a Muppet.
Keep it up.
Hey, I didn't do much better. That was a good
Thanks,
man.
man.
I could break into my gateway guy and bring out my drum set as well.
Oh man, guys, I can't keep hanging out with groupies after the show. I got the kitty scritches.
Here, why don't you put some 2-0 mask on it? That'll cure it right up.
Everybody's down to clown with the bottles.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, Lord Erebin.
Too much clowning.
Abracadabra mans.
What does that even mean?
It means get your head in the game.
Sorry. Right. And speaking of heads,
We got Corbin played any second now.
okay, Gorbin play. We've got a Gorbin played for Lord Erebin.
Can we take a Lincoln break in the middle of the set? Because I really got to reapply this.
Sharon.
I've heard there's good topical creams for that.
Yeah. It's cooling. I feel a cooling sensation.
Sharon's our American member.
That's enough. Please. Please, let's get out of this.
You've stayed in the US too long.
Sharon's
We need to take her back to Liverpool.
But she's gained a little bit more.
Moving on. Team Force of Nature comes to us from I Think I'm Nuts. Remind me what it is, Jared. I forget.
Exhausted wait staff.
Oh, that's too real. Okay.
All right, I need another festive life preserver.
Another one?
Yeah, with an umbrella this time, please.
The party of kids?
Yes.
Wait, we're serving alcohol to kids?
Yeah, whole beaker pars of it.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I thought they were just gonna have jewels. Just jewels.
Yeah, that was the plan. But then the parents came in and were unbearably loquacious with the head chef and head bartender, and here we are.
Well, Angel Devilson refuses to make mocktails.
Well, that makes sense.
Oh, Angel Devil's son is here?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God, guys. Table
no.
12.
Oh no,
Oh,
the Gold family.
I hear they're big tippers. I'll take that too.
True.
All right,
Okay,
please
you take
be my
it.
guest.
Yeah, last time I served them, they gave me the big old Fenderill.
Oh. Well, listen. Can anyone do a dungeon speed run tomorrow during the day shift? Because I have an audition.
That sounds exhausting.
You're gonna have to brag at me to do that.
Okay.
Oh, I just learned a new improv exercise we could all practice.
Go on.
We're all actors here, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve, you
Okay.
are.
Braba.
Jim.
Win. Sorry, we screwed it up.
Braba.
Dim-witted.
Ghostbusters.
Quick.
I don't do this stuff. I'm out.
Response unit, Jeffrey.
Response unit. Ghostbusters,
Listen,
quick, response
after
unit.
Jeff didn't book that CSI episode, he refuses to participate in any warm-ups.
Guys, the Gold family looks really mad. We should go.
Yeah, we should go.
Thank you, patrons. That's Team Force of Cosmos and Team Force of Nature. Thank you, as always.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you especially for the folks that are supporting the show both on the Patreon and with all those very generous bonuses tonight, the advantages and disadvantages, the cursed dice, all of that stuff. Thank you. It means a lot to us that you care enough to support the show. We'll see you next time. Until then, humankind.
Be
both!
It started as a simple dungeon run. As a simple dungeon run.